this is exactly what they did. So great performance from Alliance, but let's focus on this one. OG against Navi. Garrett, we have one stand-in or two stand-ins, if you want to call it, for OG. ILTW standing in for mid one, and we have Kezu instead of Saksa. You also said that Seb was playing some supports in the pubs, because Kezu is a position 3 player. Like, I cannot remember the time when I saw him playing something else, so they might swap things around. They might have, you know, Seb playing the position 4, and Seb's just gonna fulfill that offlane role. We'll have to see.
Yeah, he was streaming earlier today playing Jakiro and having a lot of fun, bursting everyone with a lot of fire and flames. So yeah, we'll see if they do swap things around. Like you say, Kezu pretty much has only played position 3 throughout his career. But take a look at that. Chen, Mars, Morphling Omni Band, Io first pick for OG. It's been a while since I've seen this hero because it's perpetually in that first phase of bans. And for OG, one of the key real markers there, the team that loves that hero so much.
They really do, and they played it so well. They paired it up with the Treant Protector, something that we don't see that often. We saw it a couple of days ago. It's a lot of healing. Navi might start to think about getting a possible Spirit Vessel carrier.
Yeah, maybe that Ancient Apparition slips in as well. But then you're left with like Lina AA as your supports, which I guess it could work.
It can work, sure. I mean, you have one stun. You can't really, we're talking about like 15 post-minute initiations. Like, these two heroes can't really do it. So you might need to get, someone that gets a Blink Dagger. So yeah, you get that. You get a hero for General that he plays extremely well. I wish people could see the chat before the game started, because it was so funny. Players on both teams having fun, teasing who's gonna get how many CS. We're not gonna name any names, but someone said we're gonna give you 2-3 CS, and that's it. Like, this is all
charity.
As charity.
Charity CS.
This is all you're gonna get.
Also, a little bit of back and forth there. Seb and General, both exceptional bat players, talking about who is the best bat. Seb conceded and said, General, you're by far out there. It's maybe a little bit sad to see him go for Slardar and not the Bat Rider, but it's a very solid opener from Navi, having that double stun lane and the ability, like you were saying, to have a Blink Dagger carrier and actually able to catch people in that mid game.
Yeah, General, he always shined on that Bat Rider, played him when hero was not that good, and still manages to stay on top of the game on the hero. Bans Troll Warlord against the Slardar, something that pretty much everyone bans these days, where he's a ranged carry. He doesn't care too much about your bashes, and we've seen the game yesterday where Slardar kind of struggled because he was playing into the Drow Ranger. Like, you don't get pretty much anything out of that bash. You're not putting the pressure on the enemy safe lane, and he struggled. Who was it?
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, I can't remember now. Memory's failing me, but it was a real... Was it Afterlife? It was a real...
Oh, it was Afterlife. You're correct.
Well, I was going to start asking you, because we know we've seen Thompson, I think the past 10 games he's played, he's bought E-Blade first item on like 7, and a number of different heroes, Muffling sure, but Snapfire, Puck, he's going wild with this E-Blade. They banned Snapfire, which... Oh yeah, that's a good one as well. I was wondering what's going to be his E-Blade hero this game, because they banned the Snapfire straight out to Navi.
Well, I can say that he's going to get E-Blade for sure. Like, this is how he started to play, and this is something that he can play aggressively with. You have a defensive ability if using on teammates, like the combo that they've been using a lot of the time was like morphling E-Blade into Midnight Pulse from Enigma, where you just slow him down for 4 seconds inside Midnight Pulse, amplify that damage. So it's pretty hype, I would say. Enigma's still in a pool. I don't think they will go for Enigma here, because they have Io Treant Protector. It's these two heroes are more counter-reactive than making aggressive plays, so you might need an off-lane that, does stuff.
More action-packed.
Exactly.
And yeah, quite often they play the, no-tail, position 5 Enigma. Ooh, here we go. Vengeful Spirit time. We saw Enigma do this a lot. Quite a few teams are doing this. Venge, second phase into Drow or Medusa, and they've got both options available to them. Very scary pick of that Vengeful Spirit. And now OG, they're going to think, hang on a second, where do we go with this? We've got lots of heals, lots of sustain, but these supports, you're saying they're very reactive heroes. They don't bring any aggression, and they don't bring any burst damage either.
Yeah, it's just sustain. That's what it is. So they need one hero who will benefit from all that extra armor, extra attack speed, the healing, like great synergy between these two heroes from like Tether and heal, and also Train Protector against Slardar, getting that extra armor. I mean, if you steal
the Dusa,
they will just get the second one. But I think that's the play.
It would feel like I feel better taking Dusa there if they were to steal it with all the heals.
So they're preparing for possible, Medusa, Elder Titan considered as a hard counter to Medusa, percentage-based damage, and removing all of her armor once it gets on top of her. So they go with the Drow Ranger. I still feel like Navi would have go for Drow Ranger no matter what.
Feels like more of a V-Tune hero, and then Iceberg can still pick up, the Zeus or something like that, the Ember Spirit, one of those more kind of active magic damage dealers.
What is that? Dota coordinator is being updated.
Oh no. Is it happening?
Oh no, it's just my internet
Middle of a series.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. We might not get it today. It's already late.
Come now. Well, I mean, Seattle time, it's now like 10 a.m., right? They're like 9 hours behind me. So we've still got plenty of time of the day left.
Sure, but they talked about the coffee. Already had coffee a couple of times. Phantom Lancer. We've seen one Phantom Lancer yesterday. So didn't look.
It was that same game.
It was the same game that we talked about, the Slardar. So didn't look too good. Lived to win, picked it, and he had
10 seconds.
I think they could have won that game if they took a fight when they had a Blink Dagger on Slardar and the Diffusal Blade on Phantom Lancer. Once you get that item, like, you want to take a fight, but he down, and it was the exact same matchup. It was Phantom Lancer into Drow Ranger, and Drow Ranger just felt like a much stronger hero.
Yeah, she did, and then eventually going into Agnum Scepter later on as well. Really dealt with those illusions. Well, out goes the Zeus, Navi banning it themselves, removing that option for OG. Doom taken out as well, and it looks like OG do have a kind of single core lineup so far. Removing out the Doom, definitely indicative of wanting to really buff up the Phantom Lancer as much as possible. He can do pretty well against the Drow. He deals with her all right once he hits his item timings, though.
Yeah, he does. That's for sure. But if you're playing from behind, you might struggle a bit. There's Ember Spirit available for Navi if they want to go that route. They're pretty limited on the lockdown, and it's a good hero against the Phantom Lancer. But they still have the last pick, so they'll just wait and see what OG is gonna get.
Yeah, there's also a chance to go like a Kunkka. You've got that tanky frontliner that can play in front of the Drow Ranger, and X marks against the PL.
And it's a Spirit Vessel carrier. Yeah, so that's actually a good call if the matchup is good for Kunkka.
That's very true, and they do have that last pick to it is Miran for OG. So that looks like it might just be the mid laner there coming out from them.
Yeah, I think Kunkka or Ember Spirit both can actually buy Spirit Vessel, especially if Ember changes things a bit. Like, it was a common build on Ember 3-4 months ago. Everyone was just rushing it, and then kind of people realized Ember's not that strong of a hero. I think his win rate was like pretty awful, and people just stopped picking it. But
So
we still see him from time to time.
Mirana last pick, though, it doesn't seem particularly powerful outside of the position 4 role, which we most commonly see her in. What do you think the reasoning is here? Is it just a draft thing where they think they can swap their heroes around more?
I mean, they can still swap things around. It's OG. It could be mid IO. It could be position 4 Mirana off
mid Treant
5, or it can be mid Mirana, like IO and Treant Protector 4 and 5, core ET off lane.
Tons of options for them. Well, Navi pondering their final pick. We reckon the Ember Spirit and the Kunkka are probably the prime contenders there for their last grab. What else has Iceberg been playing? It has mainly been that Zeus, Ember Spirit, Storm.
I mean, that Prophet seems good, but not against PL and the illusions, because that ulti, you're not gonna get the full potential out of it. A lot of that damage will be spread amongst the illusions.
DK?
What do you have, Gary?
No, not DK. Oh, of course, Leshrac against the Phantom Lancer. All of that big AoE damage. That's nice.
So let's see who plays what. Thompson playing Mirana. Go with the standard stuff. But okay, Kazu will be playing Treant Protector. Seb plays ET. I think you do not want to play Treant Protector as a core, as an offlaner who gets the farm, especially when you have ET on the team and into draw range Vengeful Spirit with that low move speed. You can really struggle. So I think ET will be the core player. Kind of surprised that they took Kazu, you know, as a position 4. Maybe someone out there who plays more of a position 4 could have jumped in. No disrespect to Kazu. Still feel like he's a good player, great streamer.
Very educational.
Yeah.
It might be one of those things, you know, Kazu, after leaving Crazy, you know, a lot of players after leaving a team think about the role swap, or at least they want to expand their horizons.
Maybe, yeah.
He's maybe been practicing the POS 4 a bit. So it should be the said position 3 Elder Titan. Do you match him up with the Io or the Treant, though? That's kind of my big question here. Where does No-Tail go? Where do the two supports go?
If it's Treant Protector with him, I still feel he's gonna have much rougher time. But you want to block the side camp, the big one, so that they can't get the pulls off. And like if they push the lane, then you have a longer lane to work with, something that Elder Titan likes to have, so that he has more kill potential.
Prepare for battle.
Well, away we go. Good luck's dropped in the chat. Seb loves that meow. All chat wheel. And a smoke from Navi going to come out to kick things off as well here in game 1 of this best of 3. It is still the upper bracket. The winner of this heads into the grand finals. As always, want to fly Venge with Iceberg Lesh. Look at Iceberg, a little bit of dancing there, stutter stepping. General on the Slardar, V-Tune on that Drow, and Roger the Lina.
And talking about that long lane that ET wants to have, like bottom.
Very interesting.
Also, why does Elder Titan portrait looks like Earthshaker Arcana?
He really does, doesn't he? Yeah, like the braided beard, that little bit of a helmet on him. Interesting. Yeah, so we've got the Seb ET, Thompson mid Mirana, and Phantom Lancer top LTW with a No-Tail IO currently, and Kazu Treant starts off with an Orb of Venom. Is it possible for OG just to tri-lane? Like they're 2 healing supports. You kind of want to spread them across the map, don't you?
I don't think you can leave Elder Titan alone, especially if they want to put him on top. So he was just scouting on the bottom lane. Maybe we'll see some lane swaps, but you cannot leave him alone against Vengeful Spirit and Drow. He will get no farm.
And that smoke does allow Navi to get out a good couple of early observer wards. One which can spot couriers and the pulls No-Tail will be trying to accomplish. And one of the other ones watching for maybe that bottom rune spot and the transition from any of these heroes that want to roam in to collapse on those runes early on. Big fan of this bottom lane though from Navi. Slardar Lina, double stun, long range harassment with pretty limited HP and armor. Might struggle a little bit, and that's why he's bought Ring of Protection early on, No-Tail. He knows the Lina's just going to be clicking him, stunning him, and whacking into that poor little ball all game long.
And look at General's build, because he has another stun to pair up in the lane. He starts with Slither and Crush instead. Io gets caught out of position, double stun. They might drop him low, maybe.
That's very true. Well, No-Tail brings out Observer, Sentry, Gen, and his inventory as well. It looks like things going to be a little chill down there for a while. In the mid lane currently, it's 2-0 for the Mirana. Leshrac does land a nice stun on Thompson, getting some chip damage onto him though. And Kazu loses Courier up top. But he's dragged the wave across, so Kazu's going to be able to reset that lead equilibrium for Seb to gather up all that lovely experience.
It's something that most position 4 players are doing it lately, where you're not pulling it between tier 1 and tier 2 tower, denying XP, stealing XP, whatever you want to call it, from your offlane, borrowing. Okay, that's a precise word.
Never going to give it back, though. This is his. Nice little sentry there from Kazu, though. Unlocks the large camp and actually playing aggressively with Orb of Venom, and a big punch from Seb is only a couple more, and Always Want to Fly needs the body blocks from V-Tune to get to the safety of the tower. That camp's super important for the ET though, isn't it?
Oh yes, it is. Like, you want to get that extra damage from the creeps, and Treant Protector, nice positioning. They know he's there, but Vengeful Spirit has Aura level 1. Can't do really much. Maybe Always Want to Fly, you know. If I die, I can still do things type of a build.
He's getting the punches from Kezu though. Oh, that's some real nasty stuff. Are you a fan of Aura level 1? I quite like the Wave of Terror.
Yeah, like, you're not doing anything. It's not that much. 4 extra damage and 50 attack range, so like compared to AoE -3 armor. Oh, Seb.
Does he die?
Nah, he needs to stop, but there's the stun.
And No-Tail dies down bottom. Aggression on both side lanes. And No-Tail getting out of position against that double stun, and the level 2 bash from General. Kezu's going to stack up that camp now up at top for them. But yeah, it's the fact that Always Want to Fly, you know, he has a mana pool, and for the first level, just not using any of it.
Yeah, you don't get anything out of your mana pool. That's my concern.
Man, it's ET from Seb, top of the CS board, just whacking creeps. Yeah, there's the chat wheel. He knows he's having a grand old time in the top lane. V-Tune at 10-3. Not necessarily struggling, but you're giving a lot away to this OG dual lane. And the constant Nature's Grasps here. Seb's trying to move forward. As soon as they get boots on this ET, it is danger zone for Navi.
Yeah, especially since he got level 3 and has 1 point in aura. Boots coming on the courier, and I love Kezu's build. Like, he doesn't put a point in Leech Seed, instead gets the living armor. No-Tail drops on the bottom once again, so this double stun line, there's no counterplay to that. If he gets caught, he's straight up dead.
Yeah, I mean, like, this Lina with that attack range is pretty insane.
Yeah, your safe laner can help you. Like, what are you gonna do? Use Spirit Lance? I don't think they care too much about it. There's the stun.
And a crush.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Bash is coming. That's good damage, but he will doppelganger away. But you can see the potency of this dual lane from Navi. Really laying it on thick as OG do start to worry about it. And then peeking in towards mid lane. Yeah, look at Iceberg. Cheeky little invis rune trying to go all the way behind the tier 2.
Iceberg's still saving a point. Usually you get 1 point in Edict on 5, so you can put some pressure on the tower. Arrow will not get him.
And bottom lane again, they're just launching stuns towards RTW. No-Tail's there with a tether, but no salve down here. The Phantom Lance is in a spot of bother. Bounty rings are coming in a second as well. And we have seen Roger land a number of these 2-man stuns, which just open things up for General so nicely. No-Tail's positioning has to be absolutely perfect. Looks like the Shrek will be able to grab secondary rune down bottom. Reef his bottle up while Thompson, yeah, they're even scanning for it and make sure that he can refill his. Who got the second one up top? Kezu managed to gather it up.
Now, this bottom lane's not going well. Slardar's having a complete free farm LSA from Lina. Another bash.
No further crushes, and they lose the courier as well. Man, Lina with 670 attack range, just this mobile artillery, right-clicking into people.
Yeah, for some reason she's a budget sniper. I don't know why, but Lina in this patch, very powerful. Like, people try to flex her players at 5, you know, her as a mid laner, but still the best role feels like position 4.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of like the Blightstone level 1 laners as well, just really an oppressive force in the lane. Going on to No-Tail again, General just forcing them back away from the creep wave. Lina not really nearby enough, but they ready for round 2. You know, General's putting Io within kill threshold, so they can go in like this. Bash into Crush. Roger's not in position though. A little bit slow on his movement, so No-Tail will be alright.
Dobson wants to make a move. He is level 6 with the haste rune. Either he pops it and runs, or just TP rotation. So something they can do is try to bait on the bottom lane. Like, I don't think you can get a kill on Slardar because he's a bit too tanky. 0.2k HP, but you might get a kill on Roger.
Bit of damage onto the Treant. Drow Ranger has to fall back though. Multi-shot comes. Kezu drops. Good setup by Always Want to Fly there, as Seb was unable to stick on the targets due to the double range lane that Navi have up there. While down bottom, No Tail tethers away. Roger's looking for the Light Strike array. General moves in towards the Phantom Lancer instead, changing their targets, and it's so much real, consistent damage here from Navi that OG just can't withstand it.
And Thompson still lurking around the mid lane. Arrow on cooldown. Leshrac just deeps out.
Smart move by Iceberg back into the fountain. And that's
I
like
understand. If I want to play like more greedy, I'll probably get killed. I cannot wait another 30 seconds to refill my bottle. But the bottom lane is doing extremely well for Navi, so Slardar, once he gets to that level 6, Phantom Lancer can doppelgank that, but you also need to be very careful about it. It's a 25-second cooldown spell, so if you just pop it straight away, they might, you know, see that as a sign to try to go on you.
Absolutely. Every time I look up at top, there's Drow Ranger putting frost arrows to Seb. Like, Seb very often has like plus 125 damage or something, but he can't actually close the gap onto Drow. Gets stunned, gets slowed, so he can't apply that damage anywhere apart from onto creeps. Iceberg with a quick little sentry observable in the mid lane. Good spread of vision here from Navi as well, all the way across the map. Oh, Roger tries on No Tail, but gets turned on. Yeah, like you asked, what are you gonna do? You're gonna Phantom Lance me, and then as Seb does drop up top, Drow Ranger and Venge making them pay for it. Light Strike Array from Roger, dodge by LTW.
Kezu also gonna
Kezu
drop.
trapped
That's
up top
too
as well.
much damage.
Oh, this Drow right click with Always Want to Fly nearby, but Kezu gets into the trees. Healing with Tango, he is barely gonna survive. Arrow from that Mirana not catching anyone. And look at Roger. He's waiting here, sees the PL, good doppelganger. ILTW is out of danger again, but it is non-stop pressure from Navi.
And now he's doing a really good job just realizing where Phantom Lancer is gonna move, because he can't really lane at the bottom anymore, considering how far ahead Slardar is. So he just goes to the jungle, and even if there are like big stacks for Phantom Lancer, they can invade it and kill it with Leshrac.
Do you think Thompson's going to buy E-Blade this game? Because remember the old Magic build?
Well, you know, it's eventually. I don't think you can rush E-Blade on Mirana, but it's Thompson, so anything can happen. Can't predict stuff with him.
He just doesn't seem afraid of anything. Good Light Striker into Splitter, then Kezu's Treant is down. Mirana has arrived with the Starstorm there, and the Phantom Lancer's fighting. 10 minutes in, and they find the Leshrac. A good little stomp arriving. Take down the Lina. That Fairy Fire doesn't buy enough HP. And OG, 5 heroes in the mid lane to defend their mid tier 1.
Well, you said they're not afraid of anything. You mean you might not be afraid of anything, but you're still gonna die there. Yeah, you should be, because you just gave away 2 big kills. Wards getting pinged out. Seb knows like they can't be there behind that tree, so that's gonna get devoured. No Tail with the sentry already coming to try to devoured it, but
they're defending it.
Navi, you know, having a vision, trying to defend that ward.
I wonder if we'll actually...
Arrow on Iceberg. Ooh, close one.
Very near. Yeah, look back up to top as well. Venge is literally standing under the ward, waiting, trying to defend it. And deny? Oh, I think he tried for it. He hits the Radiant entry. Good little play from hacking into the Observer ward at the same time, though, with the ET and the IO. So now the lanes have kind of broken down, and OG have had to spread their heroes in kind of weird and wonderful places. You know, Phantom Lancer 10 minutes in towards that triangle. Kezu, we know how well Trent could do defending that bottom tier 1 as the Radiant.
But
so
not against Leshrac. Leshrac is type of a hero that says, I'll go in, I'll kill that tower, this armor is not gonna do that much, so they roll in with the siege creep, and here comes 4 points in Edict.
Oh.
This is a place Kezu would like to be for a very long time, but it just dies way too quickly.
Overgrowth, the relocate, Seb with a stomp. Leshrak's caught up in it. Seb needs to get a couple of punches in here, and Iceberg, he pops the 1, but it's not enough, is it? General sprinting back, and even Kezu survived through that. Always Want to Fly looking for the Wave of Terror, but the Treant had hidden himself for long enough. still that tier 1 falls, and it is map opening up for Navi.
Iceberg turned off Pulse Nova, so at least he should have gotten a kill on Treant Protector before the stomp, so there was no damage coming out.
And it does all buy a bit of time here for the PL. Net worth-wise, middle of the table, while Drow Ranger, she's gone back to the triangle because she wants to, not because she needs to. Stack camps for her. She's already cleared through a vast portion of this large camp, and Ancients are built up for her. And Drow's going to be accelerating.
She also found
so fast.
Yeah, Royal Jelly, something that you like want to have on this type of a hero, where you get extra HP, extra mana regen. So you can farm Ancients, you can spam that multi-shot more often, and always want to fly. Already like level 6.5, 3 points in Vengeful Aura. We see a bit of a different build, like when Kuroki playing Vengeful Spirit, he tends to like get points in Magic Missile and Wave of Terror, then at the later stages of the game just max out Aura.
Yeah, he kind of likes the 2-2-2 build on Kuro, I've noticed. Now, Vichu, the fact he's also got Iron Talon on top of the Royal Jelly you mentioned, means he can pummel these creeps very quickly. Smoke maneuver here from Navi, a 13-minute blink on General with a level 7 Lina, so that every target on the map is available to them. Quick blinks, catching the ET, throw the Laguna Blade in there. Seb will try to run away, but it's never going to work out. That corrosive haze makes him drop incredibly fast.
OG is in a tough situation right now, because the only hero that can make a play is pretty much Mirana, or they want to use Moonlight Shadow to try and make stuff happen as a team. Phantom Lancer does not want to join fights until he gets his Diffusal Blade. He also finds the Iron Talon, so that's going to help him out get the Diffusal Blade a bit faster.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lucas. How can you mention Mirana and not talk about the item he's bought?
I just saw not mention it. Like, he is going E-Blade, whether you believe it or not. It's just the item build. No matter which hero he's playing, he's going for it.
Sure is. That's the Ghost Scepter. A bit slower than we've seen him on other heroes. He has gone Treads, double Wraithband, 1. There's a relocate coming in mid. Arrow flies, but misses everybody. Now Iceberg, that's cycling up into the air, catching the Light Strike Array and the split between Io, tethers back and actually dies to the final arrow of Drow, while Kezu, shredded here by Always Wanna Fly, and V-Tune with a double kill. Thompson still in there. Does take down Iceberg, but the trade isn't worthwhile. It feels like Navi can still keep going in for more. Seb's been found by General. The slows from the arrows, bashes from the Slardar is enough for Navi to swipe through 4 of OG's heroes.
Yeah, this is the difference. They bring Drow Ranger into a fight, because right now she's so farmed that can easily, join, and doesn't need to care too much about their heroes, because no one can really close the gap on a Drow Ranger right now, while Phantom Lancer is still farming. So 4 versus 5 fight. I think OG is kind of happy how this went, because they got 2 kills. They once again killed Leshrac. This is his 3rd death.
Yeah, and it looks like he's wandering around looking for the Phantom Lancer. They've got a good feeling he's up there. That Dar Observer Board must have spotted him for a second. RTW does TP out from the fire triangle. Zone 1. Safe back home.
For that hunt, Radiant's top tower is under
Phantom Lancer, definitely one of these very timing-based heroes. Diffusal Blade is coming, so RTW probably has to feel a little stronger. Still has a Wraithband queued up 15 minutes into the game, but I doubt that's ever going to come out. He's already got 2. Thompson going to be shoving out top lane. General in there. Good leap away means that brush won't be landing. Always Want to Fly, just throws a wave of terror. And they've brought the Drow Ranger back up here again.
Diffusal Blade reveal.
And there they go onto the Vengeful Spirit. RTW looking for easy picking. And that multi-shot from Drow slowing them down. Always Want to Fly, trying to get away from here. The Earth Splitter dodged out by the Hurricane Pike and the 3-man crush. General straight onto Nutell. Damage bursts him down. General stuck now, though, as Leshrac focuses off the Seb with a good play. They do remove him from the game. They've got General down, but yeah, OG, they've got to sprint away from this. Doppelganger from the Phantom Lancer trying to bait with illusions, and they find the real one. It looks like they can, absolutely. And a double kill for Iceberg will be the prize they gain. Oh, Thompson.
Scepter.
Moonlight Shadow.
Whoa.
They've got the dust and the Pulse Nova's coming. Split Earth. Iceberg toying with him.
Yeah, if somehow they manage to kill the Drow Ranger, because she pretty much deals the most damage right now, especially when someone is amped up by Slardar. And Lashrak still, you know, up there on top northward with the Drow Ranger. A bit squishy, you know, and if Vengeful Spirit does not use swap on you, you can die. Well, I still don't see an item on Lashrak where it's gonna be like Boots of Travel, but I would still prefer if he gets a Bloodstone, because like you just need to tank up, and mostly you're gonna be fighting with the team, and if you get Boots of Travel, you might, you know, ruin your own game, because you want to be in different places on the map, and it might set things up on you with the relocated place. Just Treant Protector from the trees, ulti and relocate, and you're dead. So I kind of like the Bloodstone way more.
Yeah, like combo Overgrowth with the Meteor Hammer that Seb has as well. As it looks like Kezu's going to go for that Blink Dagger. So looking for that team fight initiation, which OG are severely lacking right now. He'll get that top lane to fall through to it. But coming towards the top lane also is the full cavalry. Navi smoked up. They know Treants around. They're also hunting in the triangle for where the Phantom Lancer is. They know they're coming. And then PL shows down bottom lane, so Navi is going to come here for the tier 1. And this is going to secure them that Roshan area, which is going to be absolutely huge with Corrosive Haze and the physical damage they've got.
Yeah, I mean, also the combination of Lashrak's Edict with the Corrosive Haze is pretty insane. Like, they get 1 or 2 kills, they can easily transition that into Roche. Top's still getting chased. General needs to be careful.
He steals the illusion rune out of Thompson's nose, so no bottle refill. And now, what, halfway towards the Eagle song? We're getting closer to that E-Blade, but it's a pretty slow one by his standards.
Top tower is under attack.
Oh, they don't have much damage on their side that is magical, you know. Even if he uses it on someone, like what's the follow-up?
I
guess Earth Splitter. You E-Blade Earth Splitter someone and hope they die. But keeping them locked down inside that Earth Splitter is always going to be a problem.
Yeah, because they have a Force Staff, they have Yule Scepters, swap. They don't even, you know, go for the kills. They see the opportunity. We're just gonna get into the Roche Pit. Oh, this is a good item for Lashrak if he wants to keep it. But yeah, he also has a Vambrace, so might actually leave that one.
Yeah, might just do that. PL and IO still sticking around bottom lane, trying to gather up whatever farm they can. LTW, he is getting towards Manta style.
General, is he gonna find Kezu? Oh, he's so close.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Found a little spot in the trees that can't be found.
Structures are fortified.
Glyphing that. Creep wave for bottom lane as well. Want to try and take the tier 2. There's no dire glyph here, so they need TPs to defend it. First one going to be the V-Tune Drow. OG Moonlight Shadow. And I try and make a move somewhere on that northern part of the map. Now they've separated Navi to split the lanes a bit. But the vision OG has is pretty lacking. One lane ward up top. All these sentries in a triangle have cleared out any vision they had in that area.
No Kezu.
He's been out, hasn't he? Double stuns, demolished. Kezu, he's bought up his Blink Dagger though, I believe. Spent all of his money.
Take that.
And he's got Blink on Courier. Philosopher's Stone helped him get to that point.
I think they want to wait until Phantom Lancer gets his Manta style, so they have a way of dispelling things on him, like the Silence. Drow Ranger, she's in, but
No Tail with a tether. The relocate, he's out of there. Well played by No Tail. He's going to return in the middle of the pond. The waterfall flowing down on him. Always want to fly. Yeah, they're pinging out saying, wait, guys, there's an IO coming back. Let's kill him.
yeah. And Io does not want to use that Tome of Knowledge, so they get more XP, more gold. You know, it's all about the little things. And
How long is it going to be for the PL to get that item, though? He's got the recipe arriving now, so 600 gold. Should only be, you know, a minute and a half or something, as long as he gets an area to farm into. Thompson's jumped on, though, through the E-Blade in towards Iceberg, and then leaps away from General's initiation. This is where the map gets really closed in for OG. The claustrophobia starts kicking in.
yeah, but Phantom Lancer's still finding out good farm on the map, keeping up with at least Leshrac, not the Drow Ranger, because she had an extremely good time. 0 deaths, 6 kills on her, just delaying as much as they can with this Treant Protector. Like, the game yesterday when we saw the same matchup, like Drow Ranger went for the same items, Manta Style, Hurricane Pike, and then went for a Butterfly. This might be the case here, but you also might start thinking about the Aghanim Scepter against the PL and the Illusions.
Thompson's outplaying General right now, and it looks like they're going to get themselves a kill, alleviating that pressure in their own triangle. They've also found Roger. Great play from Seb, and they're blowing her up. Threw a Laguna Blade into that ET, but nowhere near enough. Thompson with his E-Blade, you know, gets it and immediately starts making plays. Two pretty big kills there, and now OG, they can actually start warding, de-warding, getting out onto that map, and Phantom Lance gets to push the top tier 2 now.
It's like still Phantom Lancer against the Drow Ranger, so like carry to carry matchup. If we're talking about the late game post the 35-40 minute mark, like Phantom Lancers should have an upper hand. But then there's this hero, Leshrac, that kind of nullifies all that advantage that you have.
Yeah, it's a Lesh that's going to have a Bloodstone in a very short amount of time indeed. Just needs to finish off Kaya. V-Tune coming up next. Butterfly for him. Hold the Aegis for another minute or so. Navi did get a good amount of map control, but looking at the net worth difference, and it hasn't increased. You know, usually with this Drow lineup, you get the Aegis and you start getting a 3 or 4k lead or advantage after you get it. OG have held on to that, and it stayed at 4k, not accelerated for Navi.
Yeah, OG is doing a very good job, just, you know, not losing towers, considering the situation they're in. Like, they're playing against the Aegis Drow, who's super farmed, and you can see, like, the gold difference between the carries is getting smaller. Like, Phantom Lancer's catching up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Pretty
attack.
minimal. But you're always going to have this worry of Navi grouping up as 5 and playing the brute force game into your objectives. Another tier 2 to come crumbling down in that bottom lane.
Radiant's bottom
The gank squad of General and Roger might be considering, you know, another smoke move. Try and find one of these heroes out there. But it's become infinitely more possible to kill this Mirana now, who was your big go-to target. Phantom Lance with the Eye always with him is very difficult to bring down, especially with that Manta style ready on RLTW.
OG's playing passive for now, because they have great ways to counter-initiate. They have Moonlight Shadow, if needed, Treant Protector with Blink Dagger and Overgrowth, like one of the best heroes in the game, ET with the Stomp, Relocate out. So, you know, even though it's a 5k gold lead for Navi, OG still, you know, you can't really feel that much of a difference. Their game plan is to get this Phantom Land fat and keep farming. So, you know, just tank him up so the Illusions have more HP against the Leshrac.
Hell yeah, you've got Vlad's on this ET, he's playing Lotus Orb. Oh, top lane, it is General and Roger again, trying to get on top of Thompson. Mirana, using all of the leap charges, gets a bit of distance from them, but look at who's wrapping around. It's Iceberg's Lashes down bottom lane. RTW finds all going to fly back up the top. They're finding the Mirana, stunning her up, and Thompson dead.
And that's an easy Bloodstone charge for Iceberg. Also about to hit level 18. So 200 damage per pulse.
Navi able to get towards this IOPL. No-Tail de-warding. General, he's going to be able to blink and stun both of them, in fact. Bashing at No-Tail. Down he goes. The IO removed, but this Phantom Lander, look at him go. Onto V-Tune, turn around with a gust. The Stomp is there. Only catching General, but it's still a good... There was always a fly TP. Swaps out V-Tune, but they've got the takedown. RTW does get slaughtered as Navi bring the numbers.
TP out.
Home Yules from Iceberg just in time. And now they found him. Oh, well, they more than found, removed him.
I think they want to go for high ground. Like, V-Tune is a bit low on HP and mana, but with Leshrac, like, they should have enough damage to bring down the tower, even with the Treant Protector's heal.
Moonlight Shadow Nice bit of safety for OG as they try and defend this tier 3 and the high ground.
There's a buyback, like, you need to kill this tower now. Like, fully commit, maybe lose one hero, because, you know,
Arrow
will heal it up. Arrow. Almost.
Very nearly, but they do lose that tier 3, like you said. Navi commit for it, and they actually don't lose anybody. Fast spawn
That's also
on
a buyback from Seb. That's pretty big. That's your offlane ET.
And Moonlight Shadow used when you're in your base, so you're not able to make any forward plays. It would be great to have Moonlight Shadow now to, you know, push this mid wave, go and play aggressively somewhere. They do see the Drow Ranger top, that very deep observer ward from OG behind that bottom tier 2. Saw Drow move down south. I think they saw also Leshrac, and they're smoking across to that right-hand side of the map. LTW just showing in the mid lane. Continues tethering him up. And
No,
Roche.
they're really struggling this game.
Yeah. That's really hard.
Even with Philosopher's Stone, needs 1,000 gold to finish off the mech.
I think Kezu was holding that for the longest time, so hands it over to No-Tail to try and catch up.
Kezu doesn't even have a
10.
neutral item.
What does he not? Must be something coming on Courier now.
Nope.
Place.
Just a wind lace.
Interesting. What do they have
Keeping things
available?
balanced.
Poor Man Shield, Broom Handle. PMS not so bad. Tank him up. A Ranger.
Yeah,
Just a
I
little
mean,
bit.
there's some tier 3 items coming up shortly. Craggy Coat. That's a good item. Like, you might actually take it on your Venge, because you don't die. Like, look at her armor, 25. So against the PL and the illusions, you're gonna be more than fine. ILPW. Yeah, I think he got the real one.
Doppelganger. Can the IO save the PL? Because the rest of OG, they're not coming in. They put Living Armor on an illusion and they've baited them out. Navi is still giving chase. The Moonlight Shadow comes. Stun lands on No-Tail. They've got Dust as well. So they see the IO and blast it. Laguna Blade there and Roger secures the kill.
No,
Smoking
No-Tail
immediately.
Takes one for the team. It was a nice play where Trin Protector tries to fool them with the Living Armor on the illusion.
Dire's middle tower.
Radiant Scan catches a couple of Lash illusions. Roshan has respawned, but the chase is on towards Thompson. Again, all of his leech
She's out
shards
of leech.
used. The clumsy net
Yule's
comes and it
Scepter will reach.
Yules with the split earth coming, but the stomp. Well stopped by Seb. Yules is also there from Lina. Nice man to dodge as well. The overgrowth comes and the Treant sets up for a nice team fight. OG outside their base. V-Tune continues his streak beyond godlike and clears through two. Kezu and RTW as dive comes in. Thompson's in an awful lot of trouble. He's blown up by V-Tune. It's a triple kill on Drow. 12-0. What a gorgeous game from V-Tune.
Oh, this one's rough because Phantom Lancer does not have a buyback, and this is also a situation that you do not want to buy back. Seb's the one who already expended the buyback in the previous fight, so with the Leshrac Edict, they should they should be able to get through this once the Edict is back up, because there are no creeps. Let's go.
Drow Ranger slaughtering buildings. And there are the creeps coming. Full lane of barracks down. OG with no defense. And Navi now can just fall back into the pit because Roshan's been up for a good minute.
2 runes, arcane rune spawn near the Roche. Like, this Roche goes down so quickly.
Doesn't feel like OG can get there anywhere near fast enough. You're right, it is very quick. Aegis for Drow now and Cheese on the Lesh. One thing to be said though is OG's high ground defense is pretty damn substantial. With
It is,
ET, with Treant, with...
Sure, but once they try to commit, Edict, the Drow Ranger getting it, I think that's more than enough. And there's no, like, a real counterplay to once they are pushing the high ground. There's no back toss from Tiny, there's no skewer, so they're very limited in what they can do.
It really is like Blink, Overgrowth, put the ET spells in there and hope for the best. PL and IO, they're being eyed up. Once more, General and Roger holding hands, going for a waltz through the jungle. Beautiful day in the forest here as they catch him with the Yule. They relocate, try and go for the play with a tether, and he gets him away. Up towards top, they're also trying to make a play here with Lesh and Venge. This is OG's chance to strike, though. Overgrowth is in there, onto only one. Iceberg's invis, so doesn't actually get caught by it. They take down Always Wanna Fly, and the Lestrak BKB to burn through that Seb ET. Actually
He's alone,
turns to try and stun, but he's been bashed up. He's got cheese, he's got wand. Should be alright to keep on running. Io's relocated, yeah, back down the bottom, but the E-Blade arrow missing from Toxin. So around again from Iceberg means that OG actually can't fight. 3 versus 1. They're feeling like they're going to struggle against him. He does get stunned up, though, finally. With the York Scepter up, he'll bring down RTW. No, he doesn't. The living armor is enough as Kesu's the only one to fall, but the blink initiation back in from General Slaughter. Whack the Marana down.
And on the bottom lane, you have Lina and Dragon pushing in. So this, I mean, OG is not the team that's gonna GG out early. This is gonna be second set of Raxes. But yeah, I like the idea where 2 heroes show on the bottom lane and they try to make stuff happen on top. Almost managed to kill the last Rag, but that Arcane Rune kind of, you know, saving him. And now he gets a plate mail to tank up a bit. PL.
Let's TPing bottom. They thought they could go in and just kill off Roger. They've done so, but might be losing the Phantom Lancer in exchange. The IO, the heal is not enough. They don't get him out of there, and Thompson's, he's brought back. It's a dive back from Thompson coming, or maybe it's not. Beacon wants to focus different targets. Now he removes the Marana, deletes Thompson from the game for a minute and a half. Phantom Lancer buys back as well, but OG are running out of options and fast.
Seb.
Oh man,
the slow is too much.
V-Tune is an absolute monster. Look at him go. Doppelganger away. RTW still gonna get hit by the multi-shot. Tries to Phantom Rush back to the crate in his base, but General comes in and he's done for. Again, core down for a minute and a half, and Navi just running through game 1, 35-13 with a real spectacular game from V-Tune's Drow.
Yeah, V-Tune had an extremely good game, and even if he gets caught out of position, there's still a hero to back him up. There's this Yule Scepter on 2 heroes. There's Swap, there's Glimmer Cape on Vengeful Spirit. Very nicely executed by Navi.
OG. Game 1, OG had a pretty difficult draft to execute Lacoste, and it didn't work out for them. V2 ended with no deaths at all on his Drow Ranger. Navi looked very comfortable in Game 1.
Yeah, I think OG did not expect the bottom lane to be this hard for them. You know, they were... Because Phantom Lancer, every single time we talk about the hero, like, he has weird power spikes. He gets that Diffusal Blade, wants to join a team fight, then wants to keep farming until he gets like a Manta style, maybe one more item, and it never came to that, because he was always behind, trying to catch up with the Drow Ranger, but it was a tough matchup to play into. You know, he's playing into the Drow Ranger who had like half an item, she had Aegis 2 times, and also, you were playing into Leshrac, so those illusions are gonna melt. Like, if OG wanted to win this game, considering the matchup for their carry, I think they needed to play more for like a 35-40 minute game, but it never came to that. Like, Navi just, I wouldn't say stomped the lanes, the mid was pretty even, but they had enough tower damage, and you can see like OG with the Treant trying to stall the game, not that effective against the Leshrac once again.
Yeah, especially when they had that Slardar-Lina dual lane that was able to get, you know, a very fast blink dagger on general, run around the map, find pickoffs non-stop. They do allow OG do allow Navi to kind of have that opening again. Lina's there first picked, but Navi steal the PA away from the Magnus combo.
This is something that teams tend to do, where Magnus PA just feels very hard to play into, because she skips the Battle Fury, gets the damage item straight away, like Mask of Madness, attack speed, the farming tool, and then you get to the Desolator, which opens up the Roche. They go with the Phoenix. 2 heroes that are extremely powerful in the team fight. Like Navi, look at their team fight. If we're just talking with, you know, 2 heroes, it doesn't seem that great so far, but it's not all about that. And OG, they usually run Phoenix as a position 5 lately. There are a couple of games where like you get kind of the same thing from position 5, but it's a bit more greedy. And I've seen No-Tail loves to get Eon Disc on the hero, so kind of like that, where, you know, you still have way of using a supernova. You don't care too much about getting bursted because of that. There's one good egg hitter in this game, that's Lina, and the most likely is just going to be position 4, so you already have that covered.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of like Holy Locket into Eon Disc from No-Tail's Phoenix, and they could give it to Seb. They've done it a handful of times, but very likely the Pos 5, and still comfortable, like you say, picking it into Lina, that long-range artillery. I've also got that Magnus. Likely for Seb, as we usually see him grab that up, going to be able to accelerate one of these safe lane carries, and there's still plenty of options for LTW. There's the Troll, there's the Juggernaut, and the heroes that potentially could be buying MKB reasonably early against the PA as well.
And there goes the Troll that you mentioned. Like, you can't really ban out all the heroes, but Faithless Void and Troll are kind of natural MKB carriers. They want to get that item as their like 3rd item possibly, and it feels good to have it.
So then for Navi, you know, you're saying we don't really see much team fight, that AoE 5v5, the ability to get that zonal control on the map, holding your high grounds, taking control of enemy triangles, stuff like that. Tidehunter kind of comes to mind when I see what they have so far. That big beefy boy who can build auras. He could ravage, get into that battle and give a bit of safety to PA. Maybe something for General to consider there.
I feel like Mars could be more contested.
Oh yeah.
Because of like Phoenix, the team fight against the Mag. Who else is there?
Turn to pick.
Bat Rider. We talked about it in game 1.
Yeah, I mean that's his hero.
Banned out straight off the bat. And now we start to wonder, of course, second phase of the draft, Thompson and his E-Blade. Mirana game 1, of course, didn't look particularly good. Had a few little fun outplays where he was dancing around with his leaps, but it wasn't game-defining by any means. With team fight like this, though, so far, could be looking at like a Snapfire for him in the mid lane.
Could be anything. Like, it's so hard to predict what Dobson is gonna play. At least it's much easier to predict what kind of item build he's gonna go for these days, because it's just E-Blade. Doesn't matter what hero he's playing, E-Blade just feels good. I feel like if we continue to play this patch, others would start to copy the E-Blade build, and eventually it would get nerfed, but maybe it will stay the same. Maybe he will receive the buff on the item. Who knows?
Hey, maybe that's why he's trying it out. He knows something we don't. Maybe E-Blade's getting a few changes in the next patch. There's going to be a big old patch coming through. Hopefully, when all these games are finished, Valve watching, patiently waiting for Dotapit to end up their matches.
I mean, Valve before didn't care too much about it. They dropped a patch during one Dotapit, if I remember correctly, and before one Dotapit. That was actually the first Dotapit that I worked where, like, I knew the meta, I know everything was what was being played. I did preparation, then the patch drops, and like sitting in the car driving. I was not driving, I was driving in a car and just reading through the patch notes. I was like, man, this has to feel bad. This is my first gig, gonna look stupid, and I still look stupid like 4 years later, but you know,
it is what it is.
Still, yeah, it is what it is, exactly.
Was that the was it EG Secret Grand Final? They released a patch like Game 2 or something like that in the middle of a LAN event.
Could have been.
I remember the old like star ladders and stuff. Like Dota used to have the 2 modes in lobby where you could choose tournament mode, which is like the old patch, and then you obviously had the new live mode as well. No longer have that. We're on live patch no matter what happens. Clock for OG, Doom for Navi.
All right, I don't want to see offlane Doom. Offlane Doom does not put any pressure, so 99% that's gonna be like mid Doom. There's already Lena there, so I don't think you can flex Doom to position 4.
5 seconds.
So maybe the Iceberg Hero get that early phase drums BKB that we've seen come sprinting forward like pre 15 minutes on the Doom as OG respond with a Thompson Monkey.
It would be banned out, so this is a matchup that I've seen in the last month, a lot of Doom mid, and he lost the lane completely against the Monkey King, against Viper, and I believe there was one more hero where he was pushed out completely. Maybe Lash, not sure.
And Monkey King's not afraid of buying an MKB, you know, it's like a third item either, right? Still a pretty good pickup for him against that PA.
So much team fight already from OG. And their heroes are very maneuverable. Like you have dive, everyone has some kind of a gap closing ability. Hook shot, Monkey with the tree dance and the tree dance. What is tree dance? Magnus with the skewer. So they need to be careful. Like there's no real team fight yet from Navi. When we're talking about like the mid-game fights, it's gonna be tough. They go with Oracle, alright, they will purge off Monkey's Jingu, they can purge off, which is pretty big.
Fiery Spirits as well, if you try to focus the egg, you can dispel with that Fortune's End. Also, you know, disarm with Fate's Edict on the Monkey King, who's very reliant on that burst of attacks early on in the fight to try and build up the Jingu stacks. Oracle can definitely undo his early efforts. Taking out the Slark as well, and the Mars that you mentioned, that team fight that Navi do require. They need one ability that's a big circle somewhere on the map that they can actually gather people in,
10 seconds remaining.
herd them into the ulti.
I mean, it could still be like a safe lane Monkey if the matchup is good, because they have last pick, so they can, you know, flex it at a mid or safe lane. But most likely it's gonna be mid, so Navi also needs to start thinking about off-lane possibility if he is matched up against Monkey King. So I think like Tidehunter is out. Beastmaster comes to my mind, where like you have extra attack speed against the egg, like the summons work really well. Beastmaster against like Monkey King is good, you can cut down the trees. Oh, another general classic, Pangolier.
Sure is. Yeah, and then just having a Hawk that can scout out Clockwork, Monkey, Magnus. These heroes love playing from fog with the, like you said, the gap close abilities they have. Hide in the trees, then make your jump. Having a Hawk there, that added vision, so good for Beastmaster.
Also, one hero the general really loves to play, that's Void Spirit. That's still available. Like, there are really few players, like 33, he loves the offlane Void Spirit, and the general is the other guy.
Just a little bit of time remaining for Navi. Lots of single target they've got, so they could move around the map and blow up targets. Try and snowball while you're keeping that PA safely guarded in the jungle. And like you said, that Beastmaster, a pretty perfect pick there for them. A pretty well-rounded draft. No AoE team fight, but it looks like they've made up for it in other ways. There's a Terrorblade for OG. Empowered Terrorblade for ILTW. That's a big boy.
It really is. And where's the AoE against Terrorblade? Like, Phantom Assassin might need to just get Battle Fury in this game. Maybe she was not planning on getting one, but against the TB and the Illusions, you also need to scale, so I think you need to get it. Looking like a much better lineup from OG. With the TB Monkey, they're like very superior in the team fight.
Yeah, it still feels like they're aiming for a bit more of a later timing around their TB and Monkey King, right? But you've got Empower to accelerate that, make it much faster for them to get to those key items, the Manta Styles, the MKBs if they want to go that direction. And you've got ways to defend them while they're farming. Like the first 3 heroes they picked, very indicative of wanting to take early team fights. When you hit level 6 on No-Tail and Kezu, you know that OG is going to be following Topson, jumping around on the canopy on top of those trees to pick off anyone who's lurking in the shadows. And Navi are pretty squishy early on. Oracle, Lina, PA could get burst pretty quickly.
I'm a bit worried for Navi in this game. Like, Doom should have a really rough time, but if someone can recover in the jungle, that's him, you know. He gets extra gold, instantly gets that creep, and much easier farming for Doom in the jungle than for some other heroes. So Monkey should have a really good time. I don't think Terrorblade and Clockwork should struggle against the Beastmaster and Leap. Like, first 2 waves are kind of secured for Terrorblade. What they can try to do is kill TB, put 3 heroes on the bottom, top, and try to kill Terrorblade while he's in meta, and then he needs to come back to a lane in melee form, and you kind of secure the lane with that move. But let's see what they do.
It looks like they're sending 4 heroes bottom for now, as OG do come sprinting across the map, across the river as well, as Monkey King in courier form. They spot No-Tail and throw a Fortune's End his way. Seb giving a few punches onto V-Tune. Shouldn't be anything coming out of that though. Everyone is going to return back to the Bounty Rune battles, try and secure all that nice early gold for themselves. For now, looks like Navi putting Roger up top. That's going to be paired up with General's Beastmaster. V-Tune PA down there with Always Want to Fly Oracle. Up against the Kezu Phoenix and that Seb Magnus.
Well, Gary, I have a real question. Is this E-Blade on Monkey King? Because there's literally no synergy on the hero.
Yeah, about that. I'm not sure it's going to happen. It might, though. It's Topson. Never know. No-Tail and Seb making that concerted effort to push forward for an additional Bounty Rune here. Actually looking to secure it up. OG do take the 2 up top. Kind of unusual. And it does allow Navi to go down bottom for PA and Oracle to take their own ones. I think all eyes going to be on that mid lane. Doom against Monkey King. Topson already has the Orb of Venom queued up, so you know he's looking for that lane domination early on. And Magnus making the long walk back down to bottom lane, a little bit awkward for him. Kezu's going to get a little bit of bonus experience, though, of course.
You can see Monkey playing aggressively, even with the 4 creeps on a mid lane, but Iceberg did a good job just blocking it completely. Then he was farming underneath the tower.
First Metamorphosis and No-Tail there with a Battery Assault, but Roger holds back the TB with a Light Strike Array. General's going to salve back up and get back into that lane. First Metamorphosis is always a pain in the backside to deal with. And then down bottom, a bit of a shift in roles. Usually it feels like we'd see the Phoenix go for this kind of play, but Seb has the boot, so he's going to be dragging the wave.
Exactly. I mean, you also don't mind if Phoenix gets a couple of CS. You're playing Magnus. And look at the... Yeah, I think they're actually swapping. I think this is Core Phoenix, because Mag's starting with the boots, and he has Tranquil Boots queued up. This is not the item build that you want to go for, so they swap things around. Maybe they feel more comfortable giving Kezu the hero that he wants to play, you know, and the role that he wants to play, that he's been playing for the last years.
Yeah, at the very least, sharing farm. Seb contesting that wave under the tier 1 tower as VTune trying to meet the waves together. Good little move from Always Wanna Fly, though, contesting the pull across, but it looks like Kezu has successfully grabbed it. A little difficult here for Navi to actually contest this against Mag and Phoenix, as they're both level 2. Dive and Fiery Spirits ready. Looks like Seb just going to keep dragging the waves back. VTune will get in there. Oh man, mid lane, 14 and 4 for Monkey King. 7, 8 now for Iceberg. Topson just keeps laying on these Jingu stacks. A threat towards the Doom, but it's also great for Topson to keep the CS going, and he's got boots arriving now.
That's why Doom also bought the boots, so he can try to outrun him.
20 move speed advantage for the Monkey King, though, still. And then up towards top, No Tail. He's been lurking around, keeps getting clipped by this Roger Lina with the Light Strike arrays.
A bottom lane feels very secured for Phantom Assassin. I think it's really hard for them to get the kill with Magnus, who's position 4, and the offlane Phoenix. There's also a way of dispelling things. Like, there will be Fate's Edict coming out shortly. And VTune has that Ring of Tarrasque, a bit of a different kind of item build, but just wants to have that HP region in the lane. Top lane, Roger dropping very low.
Oh, it's so close.
So is General.
No Tail, the tower hits, but General's the first blood as LTW takes it. Terrorblade very happy with that. The second Metamorphosis not only gains him first blood, but there's a triple wave coming. OG are going to do a massive amount of damage to this tower. And Roger, he can barely drag the wave back with the amount of HP he's got. He will successfully take it away from the tower, though, at least.
Back to the mid lane. Iceberg trying to man up against the Monkey King with the pack leader's aura, but yeah, you can't really do that. Monkey just deals too much damage.
Orb of Venom DD rune. It's time. Topson incredibly strong now.
Time to dive. Like, he needs to get a point in tree dance. So you can jump on the trees and probably try to surprise him.
Yeah, Seb's also scouting out, looking for any jungle camps that are being stacked, leaving Kezu alone down bottom lane. Dives forward, trying to get some damage onto Always Wanna Fly. A couple more hits here, but he's got Fairy Fire. Backs himself up to the tower. Does have a salve as well. But coming back to VTune with this Ring of Tarrasque, you know, it's, what, 650 gold? And he's buying Battle Fury anyway. Oh, they jump Kezu. That's a good amount of burst damage. The Raindrop's not enough to save him. Level 2 Purifying Flame. There's tons of damage with 180 burst.
Oh yeah, and Phantom Assassin has like 900 gold. I don't think she needs to get another Ring of Health, because farming underneath the tower, you also have Oracle.
The balls are slowing him. He's trapped himself in the cogs, but that means he dies to General. Roger was there with a really nice Light Strike array to allow that to happen and for the balls to catch up.
Whenever meta is down, they should try to play more aggressive. Like, it's a really strong lane. If you get the boar slow, it's a kind of a guaranteed LSA stun.
Trying to play on the TB again. Light Strike array's ready. Roger's going for it. They've got LTW stunned up under tower. Pops his wand. Oh, it's just enough to get him into the tree line and survive.
Oh, they might go.
TPing up. Seb's here to save it. Just the TP.
Are fortified.
Doesn't bother completing. Just the fact that he was potentially going to be there makes Navi think twice.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And back to the mid lane. Iceberg, he found a better creep for himself. Ice armor. He might keep that for a very long time. Like, this is I would say, lane winning creep for Iceberg, even though he is, of course, playing with the deficit. Still a way to come back into the game.
Kezu dives. No Tail's rotated. Always Wanna Fly has the Fate Edict on him, and so the magic damage mitigated, but they've got the right clicks they need with 3 heroes there. Decent rotation from No Tail, and looks like Terrorblade's just going to go jungle now with that meta. So they're left to the top lane all alone. They've doomed up the monkey mid, though. Seb's come in. Maybe think about a deny. Thompson, is he going to be all right? That's going to be a little close. Ooh, down to 9 HP.
That was
calculated.
So close.
He knew what was up, and now Rogers Lena very far forward, cancels the salve with Boundless Strike, and Seb here with Shockwave Skewer. What's he going to do? Dodge the Light Strike Array, and Rogers trapped in here. Gets the Courier on his way out, but hits the floor.
You've had some practice.
Well, you need to make the best out of the situation. I've seen General play a lot of Beastmaster lately, and most of the time he went for like double Bracer Power Treads build into Solar Crest. Now he's going for a book. Like Solar Crest still seems like a very good item, also potentially like a Crimson Guard, but I like book more here, where you put so much more pressure, like the mana burn against the Terrorblade, the shared damage in the like with the Clockwork's Battery Assault, the uncontrollable damage, really good.
Absolutely does. No-Tell gonna push General back. Rogers here for a bit of chip damage, but no real kill threat. They're just trying to make sure that nobody can go and hunt for LTW in that jungle, as the TB does have a bit of catching up to do. He's a good 800 net worth behind the PA right now. But he's got himself a broom handle. Royal Jelly found by somebody.
No one.
Let's ghost
Where's
in the
that
game.
jelly?
Which team did it drop for? That's the question. Radiant team. So it's been consumed already. PA has one charge.
These
Doom has
professional
another.
players, they can click fast.
Very quick indeed. Portrait clickers. Monkey King shifts down to bottom lane now, so it looks like trying to match up the monkey against the PA for a little bit. But it's all the game plan for OG. You're making this barricade between the mid tier 1 and the top tier 1, keeping that top jungle safe. And then once you start to feel a little bit too under pressure, you can then shift that down to the bottom triangle. As top lane, they do start with a Roar. Phoenix down to half HP immediately, and Kezu picked off.
And this
No-Tell's stuck here as well.
Another kill. Like No-Tell can try to TP out. Lina has enough for a stun if they get the boar on him, but we'll try to see him. Hawk, scout him out.
He runs straight back into them. He knows he's dead. The Necrobooks were following him, so trapping them in the cogs for a little bit.
And this is also a free
inside.
tier 1 tower now. Like with 2 points in aura, like they should be able to push it out. Like who's TPing top? It's Phoenix, but they need to bring one more guy if they want to defend this.
Yeah, maybe Seb. He did just empower the TB, and he makes that shift I was talking about. Feeling a bit too pressured up top. Farm through the triangle, which is being stacked for him. Looks like Seb's just going to hold mid, try and get towards level 6. I keep thinking
There's
it's
a clockwork rotation.
Keep thinking it's a pos 3 mag, so I'm like, yeah, they'll have RP soon, but he's still level 4. Clockwork level 4 as well. As Iceberg's first real rotation with the phase drums comes to naught.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Monkey down bottom. Facing off against V-Tune, he's 1v2ing and holding the lane quite nicely on his own. But Thompson's dropped from the top net worth now to 3rd. Jumps always want to fly. Primal Spring onto his head. He's got Fate's Edict in a second here to block the damage and stop the physical attacks from Thompson. He just quickly Fortune's End and hits with a Light Strike Array from Roger. Good rotation, but the Boundless Strike comes through with the Jingu stacks, and now Rogers is the one in trouble, but another Light Strike Array is coming. The Wukongs, Golden Dragons, all surrounding Navi now as No-Tell comes down. And they've zoned them away. V-Tune and General here, they've got a Roar to play around with, and they might want to make the move, but yeah, he can't catch up. You're right, there are no boots on General.
He's bringing Necro 2 recipe, so if he had boots there, I think that's a kill, but okay. A bit disappointed that Monkey King is not going for E-Blade this game.
Are you though? What kind of disappointed are you?
Well, the thing you can do, like you can rush E-Blade, then you get Nullifier, and you remove... I don't know, I'm just theory crapping. It's stupid, Gary. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Just E-Blade yourself. E-Blade the raw target. So that PA can't kill you. Look at the smoke from Navi. They were only 1,000 range off to the left-hand side, and they smoke into the bottom lane because the Invis Doom finds the ulti onto the Monkey King. Also trying to focus No-Tail at the same time. Separate targets here as Navi looking to slay Thompson and pick off No-Tail. Smoke pays off wonderfully for them, and they can now push into tier 1 here as well.
Meanwhile, all that's happening, TB is just farming in the jungle. He's level 10. Is he the... Yeah, he's the highest level hero in the game. Dragonlance already completed, so extra range, some good stats. Hawk scouting out any TP rotations on tier 1 tower. That's a book 2 done. I still feel like they can't fully commit to get this tower.
Even popping the drums to run away. Hook shot misses from No Tail. Trying to catch was there. And PA has a lot of free room top now. Seb can't really contest her up in that top lane. Trying to rush the Blink Dagger as this Magnus as well. 1,400 gold saved up. Looking for that big turnaround play with the RP. Oh, another DD rune, but Monkey's not going to get it. Iceberg will gladly take that rune. At the very least, OG do defend the bottom tier 1, but now it's that big movement into mid again. Navi bringing numbers, looking for these early key objectives.
That good rotation from OG where they like pretend they're on the bottom behind TB, because that's something that you would expect, and instead they smoke on the mid lane. I don't think you want to go in general. 2 mangoes, Roar is ready. Yeah, he doesn't even pop the Roar here. It's a position 5 clockwork.
Yeah, No Tail's down. Obliterated as they try and play on to always want to fly. He's Fate's edicted himself up. They get the Oracle and maybe Roger now. Dived on with the Fiery Spirit. Lina burnt to a crisp. They're even going to RP for it. Seb, dearie me. Made damn sure the Lina died. 2 for the price of 1 and defending the tier 1 tower. OG definitely making a statement here that they're not giving these objectives away for free. But it's a lot of room still. V-Tune gets complete free farm. Now TPing into mid. V-Tune wants to fight into this. Thompson's got no mana left. Sitting around half HP. They don't really have a great way to start unless the Doom. 3 seconds cooldown. Cog's there to block them back. Try and break through now as the TB looks to escape. But the Doombringer's in. Now he's out. The Sunray has made sure, thanks to Kezu, that Navi can't give chase.
Yeah, in and out. These are my favorite burgers whenever I visit the States. Have you tried those, Gary?
Yeah, the burgers are pretty good, but the fries are really, really awful.
I mean, if you have fries delivered anywhere, they're not gonna be that good unless you live near the restaurant. Like double, animal style, no pickles. That's my go-to.
Extra pickle. Give me the pickles. I love the pickles.
I love the pickles, but in the hamburger, I kind of want to feel a different taste. Bottom lane, just scouting things out on the trees. Echo Saber completed.
Rushing Silver Edge against the PA. Spending a lot of time in these trees, and look at that Radiant scan. They know that he's somewhere nearby. Up at top lane, what's happening there? Seb, who's being chased by General, just goes for the quick TP out, buys his Blink Dagger. So we could see OG maybe make a smoke maneuver to get a pick off, ideally on that Phantom Assassin, because she's just finished off Battle Fury. In fact, already has 1,000 gold saved up as well. They're still pinging out for where this Monkey King is. Roger waiting very patiently.
Yeah. This Doom mid, like, his main target is gonna be Terrorblade, so he can't pop the Sunder, maybe in certain situations. Monkey King, OG doesn't have that real save. There's Phoenix Sunray, which is a heal, so that's great, but still feel like that's not gonna be enough.
Yeah, maybe a play on top. Well, definitely a play on top. Diving forward, Kezu finds the Beastmaster, and there's the Blink RP, revealed out by Seb. Jumping forward, the Monkey King will slice him into pieces with a big old staff, and the Terrorblade's there just to say thank you, team. The Creep Wave, the Empower, lovely farm for me. 7-7, Navi still in the lead net worth-wise. But you do
Doom
have...
has a lot of farm, but a bit under-leveled. Like, he's the same level as Phoenix, which is kind of weird. Maybe he's not low level. Maybe Kezu's high level for this stage of the game.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit that way. As a hook shot, catchers always want to fly straight onto the Oracle, but he's, again, got the Fate Edict and maybe a false promise if he really feels under pressure. Doom doesn't want to ulti this Clockwork because they've got the big crits from PA to secure the kill anyway. Oh, they want to get Phoenix, do they? Okay, Kezu dives down to the low ground.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And OG definitely looking for that real big timing around Silver Edge. They've got Blink RP, the Terrorblade's going to have himself Sanjin Yasha soon. So not only are they outputting a lot of damage, but they're going to be incredibly tanky as well.
Yeah, and he's not going for BKB, just wants to get like the status resistance items, the lifesteal MKB against the PA. There's like no reason to get BKB this game against the, like heavy physical damage against Doom. You have BKB piercing ability coming out from Beastmaster, so you do not want to go for it.
Yeah, and then you want these items over like Mantis Guardian as well for that exact same reason. You want to get these early. You don't have time to go back for any of the other ones. Another nice ancient stack there for ILTW2. You got a Grove Bow, great item on the TB. Magnus doesn't have RP for another 20, so V-Tune pretty comfortable to shove the wave all the way to tier 2, then back to his triangle. As Navi may look for a smoke out from mid, that's why No Tail's rocket flaring in there, wondering where exactly this trio of heroes are hiding.
And there is the smoke that you just mentioned. I feel like they need to take a fight. Doom just got the level 2 ulti. He didn't actually go for it. Interesting.
Oh, really?
Took a second point in Infernal Blade.
4, 8,
Maybe
10,
they feel
plus talent,
like if I use ulti on him, that guy's dead anyway with the follow-up.
Yeah. General's breaking all the trees down bottom lane. Trying to find the Monkey King, but to no avail. And as Lina has Yules, aiming for Ghost Scepter next. Yeah, I think you're right. Navi should be feeling pretty damn strong here.
Navi's showing 3 heroes underneath the ward. 4 heroes right now, so OG should try to make use of that and maybe go for either a counterplay or they feel like they can just continue farming safely.
Yeah, it's like Silver Edge and 500 gold. That's probably when Thompson's saying, guys, just wait 30 seconds for me. I'll have that pretty soon. Then we can maybe think about taking a fight and think about Roshan.
How fast it's gonna drop. Necrobook 3, Inner Beast maxed out. Deso just finished on V-Tune. Like, there's Monkey on bottom, so I feel like Navi's pretty safe about it. Clockwork Rocket will scout things out.
But there's the Doom frontlining, making sure that there isn't any gap close. OG just going to have to give this away to the V-Tune PA. And I feel like that's a real good kind of step ahead from Navi. They know that OG are waiting for that one key item. That's when they want to fight. So we're going to make sure that the big objective that they want to take after the fight, we've already grabbed.
If OG were there on time, pretty sure they would take that fight inside the pit. Like, look at their heroes. These heroes wanna engage, like, in these smaller areas. Phoenix, Monkey King, ulti, great setup for Mag's RP. Shot misses.
The Doom moved forward, ran back. D-Ward on the high ground there, thanks to the Courier with a 2-man, 3-man battle strike with the Wukong's command. They false premise, always want to fly, but Lina getting shredded. The right-click attacks and the cogs trap them in. No Tails cut them off at the pass and said, no, you are not escaping from me. Trying to burst through the Oracle, still proving a little difficult until Terrorblade gets his hands on him and grabs a double kill.
Yep, ILTW. Pretty much having a perfect game. 0 deaths, just keeps farming now. 1k gold. Ahead of a Phantom Assassin.
He has just
this will be the problem. We'll need to somehow manage to get the Doom off before he can get the meta. Now with the Blink Dagger, this is going to be much easier. Still feel like Navi should try and go for more fights. Like, try to get more pickoffs.
Well, they might find one here onto Seb. He skewers through the Roche pit. I think he was looking for bounty runes. In general, I was just waiting up on that high ground for him. Still feels like we've not seen, this RP, Supernova, the Wukong's command all be used together. In fact, have we seen a Supernova at all?
I don't think so.
Well, as he yules up, Light Strike Array to catch Kezu, and they are bursting this Phoenix down incredibly quickly. Can't even dive away. He cast it, but moved about half a centimeter.
And this should be an easy tier 2 tower. OG uses a glyph, but without a Phoenix. He has a buyback and a TP ready. Still Monkey. Where is he? He's TPing. Silver Edge completed.
We need these hook shots from No-Tail to start landing as well. Invis popped. Thompson spots Roger. Reflection and Boundless Strike. Puts him to half HP, but the hook shot there. They've isolated the PA with a skewer, and she crits down Seb. No-Tail is in a bit of trouble too as they're blink forward. Phantom striking into the tier 3s. V-Tune now, though, separated from his team. Needs the backup of Always Wanna Fly, and he'll get it.
They know meta's still on cooldown, so they're trying to play a bit more aggressive, and very limited vision from OG right now. I actually don't see any observer boards.
No, it's all gone. And then you look at the the sentry wards here from Always Wanna Fly. There's like 7 of them out on the map. And they do catch RTW, but that Sanjin Yash is Satanic. That status resistance makes sure that he pops straight out of it. As No-Tail front lines dive in, Thompson's get bigger and blown up. Wait, where did Thompson go? V-Tune says goodnight to the Monkey King, and that Supernova does very little. It zones them out for a couple of seconds, but in they go again. LV, ready to strike. Jump from Iceberg, aiming for Seb. OG have fallen back enough. The RP skewer to the high ground. They've got the Doom BKB, though, as the Terrorblade. The Yule stop into the air, and they've got the save onto Iceberg. Navi do give up the Lena kill, but she trades, at least for No-Tail.
Meta popped, Always Wanna Fly, needs to hide underneath the Shadow Amulet, skewer back, but
where's the
another
reveal?
Shadow Amulet.
And now General.
Not fast enough.
Iceberg kills off Seb, but General, oh, so close to death. 30 HP as V-Tune comes in again. Iceberg with the Infernal Blade. Sunder's ready. Turns back onto V-Tune, but RTW doesn't have the MKB yet. Struggling to do damage onto the PA, and they've still got this Infernal Blade going. Doom retreating. The final touches. RTW gets a double kill, and he keeps on whacking into the PA.
Oh man, RTW is... he's huge right now. Like, look at his
Satanic.
Satanic, yeah. That also kind of saved him in the previous fight. That 44% status resist that you get from SNY and Satanic. And now he will start to get the damage item. Like, that MKB Scotty, when it comes, Thompson wants to get the kill on PA, but she just jumps out.
Spend for the Wukongs. That's been pretty good, though. OG, you know, kind of breaking even in team fights while Aegis is expiring in 10 seconds. Navi weren't able to get either of the bottom towers. Top tier 2 still standing. And OG are back out on the map, keeping this Terrorblade in contention as he's top of the net worth now. Not a single death on RTW.
Aegis reclaimed. Thompson might decide to go for PA now. Let's see.
A little bit spooky with Beastmaster and Oracle nearby.
Hawk.
Maybe clear that next wave.
Hawk will scout him out if he jumps one more time.
Ooh, it's close.
Visibility.
And clears the wave, though. But I've got to say, RTW, definitely some great performances here in Dotapit. I think his first match when he was standing in for OG looked a little bit shaky. But since then, he has been hammering it home.
Yeah, mid one, you know, watching the game.
Sweating.
Kind of sweating, yeah.
Thompson, you are a cheeky devil. Nice. Boundless Strike catches General, actually. But the Hawk's coming. Silver Edge there. Jumps down off the trees. Go on, kill the courier.
We'll get the courier. He'll go for it.
No.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I was sure he would as well, Lacoste. I was damn sure he would go
he's
for
gonna
it.
hit that courier and jump on the tree.
Yule's catch on Seb. And there's the PA. Slaying the Magnus. Dive away from Kezu. They've got RTW on the high ground here, but that's that long-range jump. Level 15 talent, giving the cast range for PA
MKB
to
completed on the
gap.
RTW. They need to doom him. Like, they need to go for him full force. Otherwise, he can just stand his ground and take a fight.
Yeah, because he's got that Satanic MKB, and look at this PA being shredded already. The TB pop meta, Wukong's comes, the Boundless Strike cancelled out by the Yule Scepter though, and they save Roger, but look at the damage. Always Wanna Fly, slain by the Monkey King. General on the high ground, thinking about the raw play, but Doom has gone for this long, super long wraparound, and he's nowhere nearby to actually kick off a fight.
And he's being pinged out. Thompson saw him. Like, he saw the glimpse with that high ground ward that they have.
Hey, you were talking about the lack of vision. Now, all of a sudden, OG have this nice line of wards. Would like to have one over in this area somewhere, because Roshan potentially spawning in a minute.
Will stand in my way.
And ILTW is one seriously beastly Terrorblade right now. Scardy's queued up next, but if they can get him Aegis Cheese, this could be A door closing for Navi.
It seems like they don't have the timer on Roche. Like, it may respawn in 30 seconds.
Thompson, careful. That level 3 Necro book from General. Stopped in his tracks with a boundless strike. The incoming dive and the RP. Catching the Beastmaster. Great pickoff. Navi now fighting under the Supernova as the BKB from V-Tune. He's trapped inside the cogs. The Terrorblade just whacking into him even without meta. They catch a couple with a stun from the Supernova and they force the false promise on the V-Tune. Escape with the PA and give up. Always want to fly. But in comes Doom. He dooms up the Terrorblade. But where's the PA? She's nowhere to be seen. They can't actually push damage forward. They've wasted this initiation and RTW's godlike. Securing kills with his illusions. V-Tune has got to satisfy himself with a kill on Seb.
And because of that status resistance, like, Doom doesn't last that long, so, like, it just expires so quickly.
Ooh.
They're not on the same page. They needed V-Tune to jump in, but he was at, like, 600 HP. There was a healing cell running with Oracle ulti, so he was afraid to go back in.
Dire's top tower is under
Interesting.
Roshan, let's see the spawn. Minute and 20 seconds. What's interesting, Gary?
With the PA's item build, okay, you're going to kill No-Tail there. But no lifesteal, no Satanic. Well, you've got an Oracle on
She
your
has
team.
Vampire Fangs.
Is that enough?
I see AC in quick buy against Monkey, against TB to tank up the team.
Oh, Paladin Sword.
Yeah, there's the lifesteal. Like,
There we go.
you don't need to buy items if you're blessed by Gaben.
Ignore me then. From interesting to boring in a matter of seconds as Iceberg potentially dead in a matter of seconds. Shockwave back, forced to BKB. They yules up that ILTW TB and skewering Roger back into the waiting arms of him. Monkey King's trying to move forward, but General's here waiting to strike. They just pick off the Lena and continue the beyond godlike streak on the TB. Rocket Flare, jump forward from Thompson. Oh, always want to fly.
Even though
plus Boundless.
it's a 6k gold lead for Navi, it does not feel like that. I feel like OG is in full control of this game. Also, like Seb, he's not afraid to take out one target before the fight starts, then like wait to initiate with another Scourge. He just RP'd Beastmaster. Not sure if he can know that Beastmaster has or doesn't have
RP?
a buyback.
And a hookshot skewer. Taking the PA back under the Supernova. And BKB TP, nothing to cancel that, is there? So, RP and Supernova while Seb dies. But Roshan opens up for OG here. Oh, Navi not going to be in position, are they? They'll try and gather up mid, look to smoke, and maybe get themselves into the pit.
Doom is ready.
Roshan's half HP. Lacoste, this is going to be a close one. TB does so much damage and good cogs from No-Tail. PA jumps in, the Sunray comes and the Wukong's command. Fake pumping it out, 80's grabbed by RTW as they do Wukong's now, forcing Navi back and killing General's Beastmaster in a blink of an eye. PA with a crit, and now the Light Striker A hits. No-Tail, he's still looking pretty good with the Essence Ring, and they've slowed down Roger for another double kill. Monkey King, he wants always want to fly, but I think TB's going to claim it for himself. A triple for your Terrorblade. RTW, 1304.
Beastmaster tried to go for a risky play. He uses Roar, tries to pick up Aegis and Cheese. At least one of those would be good, but the status resistance kicks in and doesn't get any. So TB in full control of this game. 24.3k net worth on him.
Yeah. He's got enough money for Skadi now. He can start thinking about selling the Dragonlance and going for these big items. And we really do start to see the real strength of OG's draft. You know, you mentioned it early on with the fact they picked Magnus Phoenix first. The team fight's there for them. Wukong's command is also proving to be a pretty big...
Pog.
Kezu. Everyone's alt-tabbing, heading to Twitter and Reddit as quickly as they can. Which I'm definitely not doing right now, guys. F5, F5.
I'm checking the Twitter. No, it's not out.
Pudge deleted.
Pudge deleted. Yeah.
Do you get many Pudge pickers in your pubs? Because I genuinely haven't seen the hero in like a year. But everyone complains about it.
I do pick Pudge. That's that's it. I'm mad if someone else picks it. Well,
Oh, there's your answer.
I mean, because people think Pudge just ruins the game, especially if it's
Thompson.
position 5 Pudge, let's call it, who doesn't do anything. Thompson just gets defeated.
Seb skewering away. Phantom Strike forward. Iceberg wants to keep this fight going. The dagger doesn't finish off Seb. He's close though. Now he's burnt alive. Infernal Blade doing just enough to take him down. Man, Thompson trying to face off against this PA just doesn't work out when your Terror Blade's nowhere nearby.
TB with that Scotty you just mentioned and has a Paladin sword, ages for 3.5 minutes. Like, they should go for some tier 2 towers. Seb is out in 20 seconds.
Catch onto the mid lane here as No Tail. Laguna bladed. Everyone on OG has buybacks though, not under any immediate threat. And they keep, that cheese and Aegis.
I feel like they should have go for more fights every single time Doom was up. Try to, invade the jungle, go for that Terror Blade. And they never did that. Terror Blade's still sitting at 0 deaths.
Yeah, Iceberg's had like a decent game in terms of him individually, but overall, team-wise, it feels like he's been a little bit lacking. He's keeping the ice armor, which he said he's probably going to keep for a while, but would you like to see him swap to the Centaur Stomp?
Not really. Against the status resistance, that's really not gonna do that much. Ice armor, you get so much more value out of it.
Dire are scanning.
Fair enough.
Radiant's bottom
Dire scan,
tower is under attack.
not connecting. OG have cleared up the bottom tier 2.
Under attack.
I'm sitting behind that Terror Blade.
I can do this all day.
V-Tune's PA TP's down there.
Has fallen.
Navi also
PA
control the outpost.
Is under attack.
PA hit level 25.
Oh my god.
Full AC, the
Oh
damage
my
on
god.
tower.
Thompson, he's forced to cheese and he's going to die anyway. V-Tune with a swift BKB afterwards, and then top lane's being shoved by General. Oh, this is getting interesting now. Clockwork has to come up here to defend. Roar. General's trying, but the battery self stopping him. Quick little SS ring, and now Terrorblade's arrival means the General will finally fall. Nothing left on the map for Navi to grab here, as OG have made a hasty retreat elsewhere.
When you were saying OMG, I was like, yeah, that's a hell of a lot of damage on that tier 3 tower.
No, it was
done by
V-Tune.
TB, but didn't realize Thompson was dying. So TB also got his level 25, the extra attack range on meta. Ooh, man, that's gonna be big. Full dataless, like,
No
where's he
tail.
getting the goal from?
Oh, the first hit bash as well. Dear Lord, V-Tune outputting so much damage. Down at bottom, what's happening to Roger?
Roger just trying to go for solo kill on Seb. Not sure what the plan was.
It's all getting a bit scattered.
Like, even if you
on this
have
map.
a free Aghanim Scepter, you're still not getting a kill on that Magnus. Which you don't. But there was no
2000 HP.
follow-up. Like, no one was close. Octarine finished on Doom.
Daedalus on the TB.
Yeah, that's a big one. Like, he
And
has
this
2
lane.
extra items, like Dragonlance and Power Treads, which he's not even using at the moment.
8-slotted Terrorblade on your high ground.
Is under attack.
There is no glyph here.
Radiant's
They've just lost the tier 3 straight up. Melee barracks being focused down. Beastmaster's top. PA's in the triangle. Navi not mounting a defense of their bot lane, just giving it away here for OG. An absolute freebie for them.
And this is efficiency. If you look at always when it flies inventory, like, he's keeping Philosopher's Stone. Every single time Trusty Shovel is ready to go, he will dig something, and in the fight, he'll swap in Keen Optic.
The triple item swap. Now OG finally claim the outpost. Make sure there's no backstabs coming. And it's a pretty decent push from General getting onto the tier 3, but
Yeah, he
Not
got him
actually.
real good.
not actually doing any
350
damage to the tower, yeah.
on tier 3 tower. Excellent. Needs to do it like 8 more times, 7 more times, and the tower is gone.
Roar mid. Finds the monkey. Thompson jumped by V-Tune, and there it is. BKB popped. And that's it. Just a quick grab onto Topson, but Iceberg wants to actually move on to Kezu. Dooms up the Phoenix. Terrorblade turns with the Skadi, slows down the Doom as the hook shot
misses,
slides
but
in
actually
towards
connects.
the back. Catchers always want to fly. Roger trying to stun them and hold them back, and Kezu does die to Iceberg's Doom in the end, and No Tail slain by the Laguna Blade. Now we're in a 3 versus 5.
Oh, those
LTW
crits.
is meted up here. OG feels like they want to do something with Metamorphosis, but they're down their team fight ultis.
He's not afraid. Like, if Seb lands a 2-man RP, they can turn this fight around.
Yules, Light Strike Array as well. Has Satanic, of course, but no Aegis left on RTW as the Metamorphosis is ending.
Navi's respecting the damage coming out from TB. They saw the crit on PA, 1.3k.
Yeah, PA going for Ags next. Orb of Destruction up for V-Tune. Always going to be relying on this, always want to fly save. But I guess there's no one else that the Oracle wants to actually force promise, right? It is a single core lineup at this point.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if Doom overextends with the Octarine core, Doom cooldown, what, minute and 35 seconds, so not too bad. And he has that quickening charm.
Yeah,
Can sell the drum, maybe get something like a refresher. Like in this case, you would also want to get AC, but Phantom Assassin already bought that.
Yeah, cooldown on Devour is pretty nice as well. With the Devour bonus gold. Keeps that income flowing forward, and that's why he's 3rd in net worth. As Monkey King slips down to 5th. BKB Silver Edge, and he's working on an AC of his own. But OG have the green lights, all ultis ready. Fast spawn on Roshan, 35 seconds. And they want to try and get back down into the bottom lane. But a good Radiant scan does scout somebody moving into the area. Topson. Silver Edge, shuffle forward. V-Tune's here, blurred up. Immediate jump under the vision. They do get the hook shot forward. The RP landing. Topson gets the Wukong command out there as a Sunray on the high ground. Perfectly placed, but V-Tune's died already. RTW just whacks him a couple of times, and the PA's gone with no buyback now. And OG with a still beyond godlike Terrorblade, healing up Topson. That Doom means nothing.
Yeah, they kind of fell for that bait. Topson got solo killed multiple times, so they probably thought, yeah, he's alone once again, you know, just doing the tops and things, but OG was ready to back him up this time. Good
Gonna go for
RP.
T4s?
Yeah, they can go and try to end the game. Phantom Assassin does not have a buyback. She needs 500 gold. That's game, Gary. Like, I don't think there's any kind of counterplay they can do with these 3 heroes.
Doesn't look like it. Perfect bait from Topson. Perfect RP and a great supernova. Now Skewer back trying to land. They do catch Seb with the Laguna Blade there, but the hook shot comes. Sunrays burning through Navi, and they buy back Mag now as Doom is isolated, caught and killed. Iceberg has to pop his own buyback, but the Terrorblade is once again working on the tier 4s, and these buildings are coming tumbling down. ILTW 16 and 0. Absolutely unstoppable with a rapier on your Terrorblade.
Doing too much damage.
Slaughtering the structures, and Thompson's frontlining for him. The next level play as Roger falls. Iceberg's got nothing left to give. Always want to fly on the run back, and that is it. Goes to OG.
OG with the much superior team fight. They were relying so much on ILTW to get the farm, and he did. Like, he was carrying them hard in this game. Yeah, he ended the game with 0 deaths, 16, 0, and 6. he's playing, he's just doing his own thing. He was on a mission last game, he got caught multiple times, and in the end, it was a bait.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Morphling in that regard, right? It's mixed damage, magical early, physical late. You can scale very nicely, and of course, you can buy the E-Blade if you want to. Navi responding though with Lina and PA seems like very comfortable opener for them.
Let me just check what they paired it up with once they played Vengeful Spirit
10 seconds remaining.
and Luna, because if I remember correctly, they won that
5
game.
seconds
Give
remaining.
me a second, Gary.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I mean, OG
it
batting out
was
Slardar.
Tusk, Enigma, and Vengeful Spirit was the last pick. And yeah, I was interviewing them. It was Saksa who said, like, we didn't have this prepared, we just thought of it while we were in the game, like we never played it before.
Roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Come out with these surprise drafts, surprising themselves even.
Turn to ban.
Well, Slardar, that combination with Lina and PA, it is an all-round solid ban for OG, as it's also a good hero that can catch the IO in the backlines. Timbersaw, Omni, Morphling taken out by Navi. Why Timbersaw, though?
Because Phantom Assassin just doesn't like to play into it. You are giving Timbersaw a free lane. He doesn't care about Phantom Assassin at all. Like, even if you pair him up with whatever you want to pick as your position 5, Timbersaw is still gonna have a really good time against that lane.
It's just like a free pick, a free lane.
It's a free
for
lane,
them.
yeah, exactly.
Also, Mars first phase banned along with a Chen there by OG. So getting rid of one of General's heroes, and of course that Chen applying a lot of map pressure early on. And yeah, you said it. Vengeful Spirit taken out. As these teams really do like to ban and pick very quickly. DP already the prepared response from OG. That silence is very annoying for IO to deal with, as well as that Spirit Siphon draining away at him. It's always kind of nice to have that DP as a flexible hero, both mid and off lane, to offer you tower push when you've got a hero like PA who really wants to get into the thick of things and find immediate kills onto support heroes, can transfer the damage onto towers with a DP.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the off lane for OG. There's still like Tidehunter in the pool. If Navi shows their position 5, which is kind of weak, which doesn't put any pressure, like it could be a really good Tidehunter game. Like it's the same concept as this Timbersaw that got banned out.
OG's turn to pick.
Yeah, there goes that Phoenix into the Shadow Demon. So we could see this Lina move into the mid lane, because I feel like SD has been more of a 4 the past year or so.
Yeah, some teams still played as position 5. I'm just not a big fan of Lina anymore as a core, because she's very burstable, very vulnerable.
Delicate.
Like one jump on Lina and she's dead. The good thing, if they want to run a mid Lina, is Shadow Demon with the save this time around.
The Kezu special. Centaur Warrunner.
I think they will give Kezu the offlane one more time, because he felt, I would say, much more comfortable playing the offlane.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it did seem much better with Seb on the position 4.
5
As
seconds
Kezu
remaining.
standing in for Saxa, if you're just joining us. And of course, RTW has been playing with OG the past couple of days in replacement of mid one. Time
And
for General
tomorrow,
Zero.
OG playing with 3 or 4 stand-ins.
Only No Tail remains. What is it for General here? SD, Lina, Phantom Assassin. Batrider is still out there for them if they want to go that direction.
I think Mars banned out.
banned,
Never mind.
yeah.
Yeah, because he is a natural counter to a Centaur. You can't just stampede off.
Well, the axe is going to give them the catch they need. Also, a pretty decent kind of setup from Shadow Demon for Lina and Axe to get these calls going, especially onto heroes like Io and Luna, who can't be susceptible to getting jumped. And the Thompson Puck making
10
another
seconds
appearance.
remaining.
His new build, the double
5
null
seconds
earn
remaining.
E-Blade on the Puck, skipping out Bottle, not bothering with Yules or Blink Dagger, gives him a lot of early kill potential. So he can start playing with the Centaur from a very early point.
Yeah, it's a hero that's gonna, keep them in place. It's also a great setup for relocate plays. Just puck, feels like a really good puck game because very limited lockdown. They have Axe with the call, which can be dodged, and the Lina's LSAs as well.
They need Seb's hero to last.
Probably they need position 4. What's in the pool that sounds good? Like if they want to get something like a Tusk, pair him up with the IO, then you have 2 saves. You have a True Strike coming out from Phantom Assassin. On the Phantom Assassin with that Walrus Punch. And just feels, if someone's out of position, you can snowball with the Centaur and get a kill on that guy.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm a big fan of the double save, especially when one of those is Tusk, so you still have a lot of the boxes checked. Still banning out the Batrider, it's a mid, possibly hero for Iceberg.
Still interesting to ban it out in that final spot. Enigma for Navi, that's a good solid all-round ban, and Winter Wyvern gone. Final grab for OG.
Navi's turn to
What's it going to be? A Wind Ranger. Wait, is this going to be a 4 puck or it might be Thompson Wind Ranger?
Still can be flexed, but like a position 4 Wind Ranger, because she puts so much pressure onto Phantom Assassin, and you can't really get killed unless you make a really big mistake. This is one of the things that Virtus Pro likes to play, just give it save the Wind Ranger level 25 on that guy. We've seen yesterday, Mask of Madness. I think this might be the first time I've ever seen that item. It was the game was pretty much over, but still.
It's a pretty nice lane with the Centaur as well, right? You've got the ability there for Centaur to kind of 1v1 the PA, and then Wind Ranger's dealing with a Shadow Demon. And then you'll have Shackles into the Stomp. Great ways to set up for that early pressure. The Iceberg Zeus, the old classic for them, going to come out and give that nice burst damage from that mid lane. And they do swap things around. The Roger, Shadow Demon, so position 4 for him, and always want to fly the 5 Lina, which you've been mentioning recently, but I've not seen yet.
Yeah, it's still a very strong position 5. Just want to see how it's going to be matched up against a Centaur and a Wind Ranger. Everyone kind of moved on from these ghostly cosmetics from the Dire Tide, but Kez was like, nah, I'm keeping it.
The Ghost Centaur. A ghastly visage from the Nether Realm. LTW's got a pretty spooky looking mount as well. It's like a dragon. It's got wings, it's got big sharp pointy teeth, and some electric blue horns. How are these lanes going to go then? Kezu going to be matched up against this V-Tune and always want to fly lane, have Seb to help out the Centaur. Thompson mid against the Zeus. Should just be a farm trade for the most part early on, but it comes down to those level 6 rotations, which definitely could be great for Thompson's puck.
Yeah, when you're playing Zeus on a mid lane, the thing you do is say I'll be 6 after this creep, play aggressive, and you try to get most of the time it's even a first blood. 6 minutes in, we see teams not playing that aggressive, not going for kills, instead preferring pooling and stacking instead of fighting.
Yeah, get them low for me, boys. Let me secure the kill. And of course, finally, LTW and IO on Luna, with the No-Tail IO down in the bottom lane. Will be against the General Axe with Roger on the Shadow Demon. Already a pretty quick move from OG to get down to bottom lane, looking to secure some early observers and sentries, break through that large camp tree line. I don't think the observer saw that, but lots of spam pings. No-Tail still wants to break as many trees as he can here, so Shadow Demon won't have an easy time hiding away in the fog. Nice spot out, General.
30 seconds to battle.
Nothing skilled up for ILTW just yet. Goes for the Lucent Beam level 1. Put a bit of damage towards them, but Navi have 3 heroes down here. Light Strike Array after the disruption, catching RTW, trying to body block and trap him inside. Lucent Beam comes, and RTW, he's not going to survive this. Ooh, with the heal coming through, the magic sticks. 2 magic sticks, in fact. Io and Luna both with 1. Saves the day for the Luna.
Oh, they're pinging. They... No-Tail tweeted about Virtus Pro, like how many pings are they using, and now they're trying to increase the number. Like Epikid is the one that has the highest ping usage in the game, so they're trying to match up. Very interesting take by No-Tail. Like you could see Seb was mad pinging on ILTW.
Yeah, I noticed that in VP games, if there's a pause, you want to take off your headphones when the pause resumes, because the amount of pings that suddenly appear on your screen is pretty ridiculous. Battle Hunger level 1 from General, but No-Tail tethers back to RTW. Still a good amount of damage here from Navi. Getting up in the face of OG very early on.
Yeah, that first rotation, kind of forcing them to use multiple tangos and the healing salve could be a changer in this game. Like, OG is ready with the sticks, like they were prepared what they're gonna be against in the lane. Can still recover, like that healing salve is gonna make the difference, because like No-Tail right now would gladly use it and bring Luna to full HP and heal himself up.
Also something here, the Luna against the Shadow Demon. Very often we've seen them paired together for the illusions of Luna to come out. It's going to be a really nice, strong ability there for Roger to utilize against OG.
I think...
Into the other lanes, though.
During the Epic League, Nigma, like at the start of the tournament, picked as the last pick into Shadow Demon, and it was not good, because Shadow Demon had one job, like, I'm just gonna use ulti on Luna, Disruptor, and kill her with own illusions.
Top lane looking pretty decent for Navi. V-Tune farming away, of course. Centaur not too bothered by this, though. So far, Seb has done a very good job tracing the movements of Always Wanna Fly and keeping the harassment on him. And then into that mid lane. Zeus at 10-1. Puck has caught up. I noticed a little bit of a disparity earlier on, but Thompson had another wave coming in to meet him. Zeus.
Yeah, interesting that Thompson didn't start with the magic stick. What is he bringing right now? It is a stick and the null tally recipe.
There it is. Probably still going to be his build, right? The double null urn, brown boots, E-blade. Try and zap people down with all that magic damage. And this bottom lane just continues. RTW's run out of mana, but they've got 2 full sticks to pop. And maybe they can move forward, get in onto Roger, but Shadow Demon not really worried about giving them stick charges. He's just spamming out the Shadow Poison non-stop.
Also, No-Tail not afraid to just use the stakes, because they're spamming so many spells to keep the mana going on Luna, and Luna has 10 stick charges for herself.
Seb's dying. V-Tune secures it. This time, Seb not respecting the level 2 of Lina. Light Strike Array with the Fiery Soul, giving those extra right clicks from Always Wanna Fly. So a good first blood there for Navi, getting up on the board with a PA who claims it. Mid lane
station on a mid lane. Shackle. Oh, Zeus has a bottle and the mango. I don't think they're getting the skill.
Thompson's incredibly low.
Careful.
Pops the stick, has a fairy fire, waiting rift forward. Thompson's going for the shackles there, and Seb going for the right clicks. Iceberg, he's got the lightning spam, but he doesn't have the HP to sustain it. Good move from OG.
Yeah, Seb was very patient with that shackle. Just made sure it's gonna connect. Rune spawning in 15 seconds. Thompson very low on HP, but bringing a healing salve. Bottom lane, Roger dropping low.
He sure is, and this Luna with the right clicks finishes the job.
And now they can turn. They have 5 stick charges on Luna. There's no way Axe starts to play aggressively. You see Axe just putting a second point in counter helix. Says like, I might, start to struggle a bit as time goes by in this lane, so might need to just be in the jungle.
Does cancel the tail end of the salve, but No-Tail's already done the job of healing up RTW. Always Wanna Fly escaping from Seb and Kezu. It looks like Wind Ranger are going to be taking that urn So Thompson, wait a second.
Double
Thompson and
earn.
Seb,
Top tower is
Lacoste,
under attack.
you've got some words about this.
Someone needs to sell it. Like whoever buys it first, the other guy needs to sell it. What they can do is to not lose the gold if you already buy a second one. Is like if you want to give priority to one of those, just put it in the backpack when you're near the kill. Like just be sure that the other guy gets it.
Oh, that's a lot of regen going down the drain. No Tail loses out on his courier with double stack tangos.
It's
and
6
Zeus.
right now, so they need to start playing aggressive and check the bottom lane.
They're going on LTW, trying to stack up poisons, but very defensive positioning here from OG. Plenty of one charges for Luna as well. 16. She's going to just have to pop it now, surely.
She's
Scary
fine.
times.
The extra regen from the tower, extra regen from Io, keeping her alive.
Oh, and a D ward. 40 seconds before it was about to expire. Nice bonus gold. The Thunder God's Wrath lands as Thompson, Dreamcore's mid. Iceberg just whacks him with a lightning and looks for Seb now. Bottling up, level 3 arc lightning. I don't know if he can actually finish off Seb. Maybe with the punches and the Thunderbolt. Not quite enough. And Centaur's TP really putting the fear into Iceberg there as Kazu will cancel it in the end.
Rune spawning in 10 seconds. I want to see a rotation from Navi just to secure the rune for Iceberg. Triple null talisman already done. One thing Iceberg does with the Zeus whenever he plays it is the Aghanim Scepter rush. Like most of the time he just loves to get that Ags, more damage, allows team to play much faster. You have that extra damage, especially with the like just the setup. Shadow Demon's Disruption, Axe Call, even a dagger from Phantom Assassin might give you 2 hits from Nimbus.
Yeah. Triple null brown boots, and then it gives you the option later on to, blink dagger, boots of travel, whatever you may want. They did finish off both urns, Wind Ranger and Puck.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It's still a pretty good early stat-efficient item. Thompson with Dream Coil ready. Thinking
There's
about
the
a
bottle
move mid.
with Phil. Roger,
Sure
what
is.
a bro. Like, he tried to secure the rune. RNG said not this time, so he goes back, even though he did not need to go back, and TPs just to give Zeus a better time on the mid lane.
Do you think that'll get changed next patch?
No, I think that's completely fine.
Bottle refills completely fine. Okay.
That was such a Roger move.
Radiant's courier has been
General snipes out the courier as No Tail loses it for the second time in a row. And Seb chased back by Roger. We'll have to leave that dire jungle for now. And this leaves RTW and No Tail a lot of free room to maneuver. Axe is just trying to cut creep waves, while Luna farms through a couple of nice stacks for himself.
As I already mentioned, like, Axe will have a really hard time just farming the lane.
Top. Kezu's set up for this. Dream Coil catchers always want to fly. They don't find the PA though. Seb, power shot.
all according.
We'll slice through the trees. V-tunes out of there.
Seb's like, the fuck, man, I did not get the urn charge. What happened? Maybe I was not close. I'm pretty sure they know they have 2 urns by now.
They've got to. Surely. Well, there's a bottle refill for Iceberg with the Illusion Rune. 1,300 gold already saved, so point booster can be purchased towards the Aghanim Scepter, which you rightfully said is queued up already.
Holy Trinity.
General trying to finish off his phase boots. Desperately want to try and get that blink dagger for the catch ability. That's interesting. Iceberg's going to be taking out all the stacks. They've built these up, and I thought maybe the PA would come and clear them, but I guess Iceberg with level 4 Arc Lightning much faster.
Yeah, and I talked about the Aghanim Scepter rush. He wants to get it, so I'm completely fine with that. Just giving him the farm instead of PA, and the PA struggles to farm those creep camps before the Battle Fury. So you're also giving enemy opportunity to just come into your jungle and farm it.
Dire's middle
There's a lot of stacks here for Iceberg, actually. Had a large camp stacked 4 times, medium camp stacked a couple of times. There's another large camp that's stacked once as well. Oh, relocate top on the shackle shot. Always want to fly, double-edged. Light Strike Array doesn't connect, so they dive the tier 1. They want the PA as well. Blurred up V-Tune is back into the trees, cuts through a little path. An avenue back to safety. And that relocate will return RTW and No-Tail back down to bottom lane. Zeus has made a move up top, and they want to take down Kezu. Thunder God's Wrath is ready if they really need it, but with the Arc Lightning, they've got more than enough to bring him down.
And on the bottom, actually mid lane, Thompson gets a solo kill on Roger. Might even try to go on Always Wanna Fly. Yeah, he's
He's
in.
going for it.
Double kill.
Giving a double kill to Thompson like that. More earned charges for the puck.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And finally, he has a hero that can buy Ethereal Blade that doesn't rely heavily on just landing those right clicks. Exactly.
Well, Axe giving up a little bit on cutting those waves now. Very afraid of Thompson's rotations.
Scanning.
He's gonna make a little base camp back in the triangle. Probably farm through the Ancients and these large camps himself. Closing in on Blink Dagger, but I was wondering there with the General maybe considering buying something else. Stat items, aura items. But they need the jump.
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard for them to start a fight without the axe. Maybe like disruption, but they need to bring numbers. Disruption into LSA, and Lina, who is position 5 this game, is level 6, while Shadow Demon only level 5 at the moment.
Yeah, trying to give Roger a bit of time top lane. But RTW's rotation with the catapult wave seems perfectly timed. As OG lose Thompson in the mid lane. Thunder God's Wrath there as Iceberg slaughters the puck.
Seb's like, I got
top.
this. Listen, you just
RTW's been
died.
jumped.
I still have a
Stampede.
second urn.
Yeah, true, but he's got no charges on it.
Dire's top tower.
Zeus is hasted, sprinting across the map and looking for Kezu. Tries to stomp and turn, but the Laguna Blade's there. Level 6 on that Lina, you called for it, and Iceberg dominating on this Zeus. He's got Ags in 200 gold. It's going to be a 12-minute Ags.
This could be like a groundbreaking item where like they start playing more aggressively, 600 gold away until Axe gets his Blink Dagger, and they can get so much use out of that Aghanim Scepter.
Radiant's top tower.
So now
is
for
under
OG
attack.
trying to bunker back. Good stacks on their camps here, but they're relocating bottom for the shackle shot onto General. He calls up RTW and goes to the TP home. Lucent Beam's coming, not fast enough though. Really well played by General there, knowing his timings with a level 3 Berserker's Call. 2.8 seconds. And then OG back into that triangle again. They've got a big old large camp there for RTW with a Mask of Manas to farm. With Dragonlance Axe queued.
Luna, I do not want to take fights. I don't have a point in Eclipse at the moment. So
Thompson.
I'll be just farming.
Super aggressive onto Always Wanna Fly. And there's the Nimbus with V-Tune there. Trying to finish him off, and the puck is just gone.
Space
Surprise.
created. Yeah, let's pretend that was worth it, so...
Radiant's middle tower.
Alright, I like what I see. Like you talked about Luna being, you know, mixed damage, magical and physical. This is gonna be magical first, then into physical. I see Aghanim Scepter queued up. It's easy to set things up with the puck, like we just orb and use it on him. Stampede to close the gap.
And that Centaur Blink is coming reasonably soon as well. OG spot out the rainbow TPs coming top lane. Some hefty defense of the tier 1 tower there. Navi not giving up anything. They want to keep V-Tune farming in this jungle for the Battle Fury that is now completed as
And he gets
Thompson.
deleted from
What?
the game. Already used the phase shift. And Zeus like, I'll take it.
A freebie for
100
Iceberg.
gold on Zeus, yeah.
He's got 8k net worth.
Dire's bottom tower.
Laguna Blade on No-Tail now. IO drops, so the two supports pairing up. Always on a fly with a massive amount of burst damage. Navi really setting themselves up for a great mid-game. As long as Iceberg can keep himself out of harm's way, this guy's going to keep pumping out magic damage really consistently. They jump bottom lane, RTW, half HP, but the shackle shot from Seb keeps the PA away. General's fast though, speeding forward. The Stampede will save them from that call. RTW being chased with a Nimbus and a blasting damage from Iceberg. Navi cruising now. Wants Seb. Diving tier 1. Wind Ranger, what are you going to do? Yeah, you're going to get zapped by the God of Thunder and dunked by Axe.
And this is also going to be a tier 1 tower. Like, Zeus Aghanim Scepter is giving them that extra kind of a stuff they needed, because both supports, you know, they can make a rotation. Shadow Demon needs to use a disruption. That's pretty much it. It's very hard to engage any kind of a fight with position 5 Lina. So that Aghanim Scepter gives them the extra damage that they needed. Zeus very close to probably what is Boots of Travel.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We didn't talk too much about Phantom Assassin. She finished her Battle Fury, has BKB and Deso queued up.
She chilling.
I think you need to get BKB because there's just magical damage, like 100% magical damage from OG. They have no right clicks.
And PA, a pretty decent hero up against the Luna, being able to gap close on her. And get the damage forward. And as OG smoke into the enemy side of the map, I think that scan might just have clipped them, because Iceberg has walked all the way back towards Fountain. And he's not going to go Boots of Travel. Picks up a Kaya. So aiming for that Bloodstone as they blink call, RTW, Nimbus, and they absolutely slaughter her. Luna dead yet again. This damage from Navi just finding every pickoff they need.
Centaur has a Blink Dagger, but cannot find any openings. Like, Navi's positioning on the map right now is really good. They're reading OG's movement. And you know, there's the Shackle. It's a level 4 Shackle, so let's see. Yeah, it should be enough damage.
Coil as well, onto Always Wanna Fly. 2 support pickoffs here as OG. They do grab a couple of quick and easy ones over on Always Wanna Fly and Roger. But you're not putting the pressure on the PA. V-Tune's farming away. Zeus is still in that triangle. You can't actually bridge that gap. As Navi are just putting bodies in the front line. So another smoke from OG, really desperately looking for a kill, and they found the target they wanted. Zeus being burst down. That is the kill.
500, almost 600 gold for Kezu. Kezu does not have anything queued up at the moment, just finished his phase boots. It's a really good pipe game. Like, there's a ton of magical damage on their side, especially coming out from Zeus. Luna just bought the Blade of Alacrity. Closer to that Aghanim Scepter, and Puck also 1,000 gold away from E-Blade. So this is gonna be like sick combination if they can use it E-Blade someone with Luna's Eclipse.
Yeah, and then
double item drop.
They'll have the timing of the mech on Io as well pretty soon. Just needs please, sir, a little bit of gold RTW. There, let's relocate bottom. You go farm somewhere and let me hit creeps in the jungle. Oh, thank you, Luna. Iron Talon for RTW, clearing through it easily. Navi are coming in though. They feel they know where they are, and that Thunder God's Wrath is going to actually get them the jump they need onto RTW. Nimbus there, but the Kenzie with a turn. Blink Stomp as the Light Strike Array misses. The Dream Coil catches 2 of them. Thompson, he's got the turnaround play. He's actually got Always Wanna Fly trapped inside, and that's it. Beautiful. OG bring everybody into their triangle to make sure that RTW is safe and sound.
They need to bring one extra hero, and that extra hero should be Shadow Demon. You know, Demonic Purge inside the Nimbus will give them like 3 procs probably. With the axe, it might give them even more. Phantom Assassin finished BKB, so she can join the fights right now. E-Blade done.
It sure is.
Radiant are scanning.
Seb with that Blink Dagger. Looking for the jumps. General Axe TPing top, but without the rest of his team. Roger, V-Tune, the whole squad smoking up from the tier 2, maneuvering north into their jungle. Seb and Kezu frontlining. They'll break the smoke on the Lina. There's the Blink Shackle shot, finding Always Wanna Fly. But PA has made the bigger jump on towards No-Tail, but they've got the Stampede running around in circles. OG, they're sprinting around, and Navi can't stick on a target. General's gonna get blown up by the E-Blade of Thompson. Phantom Assassin stuck in the trees. They're going to find her. The blur's there, but the Phantom Strike back. Nice blink from Kezu. Actually catches, but doesn't have the squad as Thompson jumps in, and now the Eclipse. Triple for Thompson, and OG have done it.
Yeah, this is going to be something that they're going to struggle against. BKBs are not going to come out like, yeah, Phantom Assassin has a BKB, but what is Axe going for? He has a Blade Mail, which is okay, still not gonna save you. You might get a return kill because of that Blade Mail, but the rest of the guys should really struggle against this. And now with Wind Ranger having that Blink Dagger, it allows her to just get a good jump and set things up for the possible either like second follow-up puck jump or just Luna's Eclipse. And Luna goes back for more of a defensive type build, which I really like, you know, getting that BKB. And she also bought the Tome to get closer to level 15 minus Lucent Beam cooldown. And he says, well, screw it, I'll also get E-Blade. Like, you're not gonna be the only one who's gonna have fun in this game.
Oh, they're relocating bottom. Seb has hoodwinked the Axe into this position. Shackle shot's there, but the Thunder goes round to the Nimbus. General, he's dropping lower, but he doesn't get the call. As V-Tune arrives onto Seb, trying to blow up the Wind Ranger. Another Shackle shot on the power shot turn, but the Wind Ranger's down. Relocate out will mean OG have to retreat. Thompson wants to go back in, but he doesn't finish the job and always want to fly the Stampede out. Blinking away off to the left-hand side, so only one casualty there as the Wind Ranger falls.
It's still gonna be tough for Navi to take this fight every single time, like the coil and the Eclipse is up. Double E-Blade. I don't think I've ever seen a professional game where there were two Ethereal Blades, especially in the first 25 minutes of the game.
Yeah, pretty uncommon item. It's a sweet one though. Octarine also queued up for LTW.
Check Phantom Assassin's quick buy. This looks really weird, like triple Mithril Hammer. Sometimes we see, you know, triple Ultimate Orb when they want to finish off like Mantis style. They have every other component and they also want to go for Scotty.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
V-Tune gonna try and make sure that nobody can touch him. Disruption into Nimbus. RTW gonna get relocated out, and No Tail yet again positioned nicely to save the day as the E-Blade blow up. Thompson's going deep. They've relocated forward. They didn't retreat. They aggressively played onto Roger. Shackle shot also connecting there onto the single tree next to the outpost. Always want to fly, blown completely off the face of the map. And ILTW on a killing spree as OG stamping their place in that dire jungle again. General and V-Tune back in as far away as they can, and General, well, Iceberg, sorry, hiding in the trees in the top northwest corner of the map. This is OG's land.
Navi, like that one that on Zeus really cost them. They were having a momentum, they needed to keep going, and this item built on OG. They go in, try to blow up one of the supports, reset. Still very limited lockdown on Navi. They have Axe Call and they have LSA, but that's position 5 Lina with no items, so she's very burstable.
Thunder God's Wrath for vision, but Kezu immediately stampedes. This PA BKB, super important, but the fact that Zeus and Axe don't really want to be buying one, making it awfully difficult here, as always want to fly. They actually jump deeper with the relocate. They want Roger instead. Disruptions onto Thompson, but it doesn't matter because he's already dead. Taking down the two supports again. OG, you can't meet these guys in this jungle area. Navi have got to give up this top jungle and just play bot with the PA.
So you can use 2 Lucent Beams during the E-Blade, so you amplify the damage. What's the damage right now? It's only 300. 40% more. That's not too bad. Now they run back into the Roche pit.
There's a blink call catch. Finding Seb Wind Ranger, but he got the wind run off, and now the stomp. Kezu initiates E-Blade up onto V-Tune. He's got a BKB and he's going to use it. Turns on a Seb and kills him off with the second E-Blade there. The Blade Mail does bloody nothing. V-Tune's got to run away because that Eclipse is slaughtering Navi, and look at Seb. Aggressive blink again, moving forward towards the Navi ranks. And Roshan opens up for OG once more.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about Blade Mail, it does not get you any more tankier. It just gives you full sense of security that you can go in. I don't mind Blade Mail, especially on Axe, but he also needs BKB to be able to just, you know, stand his ground, get to the second wave of initiation or just a second call. Because I see Shadow Blade queued up and don't think do much value out of that. Sure, I mean, he might be thinking, I'll try to get a pick off, maybe get a better, you know, positioning and try to surprise with the jump on Io, so we burst him first with the Zeus.
Stampede catch. Oh, dearie me. Well, I did tell him to go play bot with a PA, and OG are like, well, you know what, we can come down here as well. Denying
Looking
the bounty
really
rune too.
rough, I would say, for Navi. Even though they have Phantom Assassin, she just finished off her Deso, level 20, minus armor corruption. It still feels like OG and Phantom Assassin needs to be very careful about how she's gonna use BKB. So
yeah.
OG will try, you know, to bait BKB with some of these ethereal blades and then fall back, reset. Kezu finished his pipe, so there's gonna be some extra magic resist against the Zeus, which is gonna be very handy.
And he's Octarine cores too. Thompson's gonna have one. Luna's gonna have one. Spam out these spells non-stop.
Dire's middle tower.
Tier 2 mid lane now. As OG really relentless in the way they're controlling this map.
Structures are fortified.
We've not seen too much from Iceberg in the past 5 or 6 minutes. His net worth has slipped now down to 3rd position.
Yeah, I mean, he had what, 13-minute Aghanim Scepter with 3 Null Talismans, then finished Kaya and only managed to farm up a Blink Dagger.
Has fallen.
Shackle shot. Ooh. Seb was fishing for it. Decent Navi vision though, keeping tabs on OG in the meanwhile. Topson is still smoked and hasted though, and look at the 2 supports, they're pinging it out. Topson, he's got the perfect jump, 2-man, Waning Rift, Dream Call there, E-Blade zap, Blink Call though, in from General, catching Topson, blowing up with the Laguna Blade and the call. General gets the slam down onto that killing streak, but Kezu finishes off that Shadow Demon as the relocate not coming. Kezu's left up here alone. Vichu's gonna blink in and find a bonus kill.
Wow.
What happened to reload?
I did not see. I was just watching Kezu try to get a kill. Axe with another good call on Seb.
It's a pretty
Where's the
decent
follow-up?
one. They don't really have a way to catch up to him.
I gotta say, ILTW seems much more comfortable playing with OG guys than he did at the start of 2019. Feels like he really improved. Maybe, you know, back then you get invited by OG, you're like, maybe not, you know, getting the best out of yourself because you feel like you need to, you know, be that guy. They won TI twice, so it's a tough one for him, but feels like he really improved.
It's all those pubs he's been playing, like, you know, 20 a day or something insane. Practicing all the chat wheel and voice line spams. There's ILTW with that Aegis and the Eclipse Aghanim Scepter. Roger forced to use the disruption defensively, but now he's isolated and slain by OG. Navi with no turnaround play. The rest of them looking to collapse towards the Dire base as well.
Once Lina gets to level 20, the extra 100 damage on Lucent Beam, which is amplified by Ethereal Blade, and the Eclipse, of course. They're having so much fun in this game.
PA knows where Puck is. But Kezu's here to back up Topson. Navi feels like with the smoke they've got on Lina, I want to make a move.
Radiant are scanning.
A very solid Radiant scan there, knowing where Navi are lurking around. And OG just going to gather up, play into their vision, make sure
They have
that
30
can get the
seconds
jump.
left. Aegis. Maybe they could try to go and grab a tier 2 tower. Don't think you want to go for tier 3s, especially with no Eclipse. bit limited on the tower damage. You have Puck and you have Luna, who, you know, went for a different kind of item build. Still decided to go for Hurricane Pike, so maybe he changes things up.
Oh, General's in position. That relocate is devastating as General's initiation is beautiful. Navi have found 2 really big kills there as OG very greedy with their relocate down bottom lane.
And the good guy, General, leaves the kill for V-Tune, so that's extra 600 gold to Phantom Assassin.
Nature loves me.
That was such a big
Tops in
brain
mid
play
though.
from Navi.
Never mind, General's tanky enough to withstand the burst. Thompson, Dream Coils forward, and they've just fed away 3 kills in a row. Oh gee, uncharacteristic slip up there. Way over greedy. Trying to make the most of the map, but General and that Navi play exploiting OG's maneuvers.
Radiant's middle tower
As I
is
said, they're having too much fun.
Radiant's
Luna
middle
might
tower
need to
has
start thinking about getting the right-click damage items, because eventually, like, this is gonna fall off. Phantom Assassin, once she gets that Abyssal Blade, Satanic after for some status resistance, extra HP, so she can't be bursted that easily. That's a full Abyssal. Like, this is a good timing. Zeus with the refresher, so double Nimbus, double
Radiant's
Thunder
middle
God's
tower
Wrath.
is under attack.
Lots of damage from Iceberg Zeus
Yeah.
and a smoke.
And Luna changes her item build, at least in a quick buy. She feels like this Octarine core is not gonna win us the game. Like, I need to be matched up differently against Phantom Assassin.
And you need that BKB against the Zeus as well. OG not going to fall into the trap of Navi as they are smoked up, holding the area in front of Roshan. Just over a minute until that fast spawn is available. And OG, do they have a smoke? Because they're all here together. Glimmercaping Kezu forward, power shotting to scout. No smoke, just reclaim that area of land which Navi tried to take.
So Roche may respawn in 50 seconds. OG will just try to outpush the lanes and try to grab it. It might be a bit tougher.
Dire's bottom
Zeus
tower
now with
is
that
under attack.
refresher that we mentioned. It's gonna be so much damage, especially inside the pit, and Axe decided to not go for the Shadow Blade, which I really like, just goes for that BKB. It's a 10-second BKB, level 20. Interesting, he goes for Calling Blade Trash Hold.
Radiant
So
scan.
600 HP. Kind of like that, because you have burst damage from Lina, especially from Zeus. So you can dunk someone faster before the mech comes, or like before there's a relocate play. Could make a difference.
Yeah, kind of 100 to 0 someone
Yeah.
with all your spells. It is that anxious, itchy time around the Roshan respawn. Both teams in a standoff across the river. OG with a bit of a leg up, the fact they've got relocate and they can TP bottom to push out that wave and force Navi's hand a little bit. So it feels like it's on Navi to make the first move. OG, step ahead though. Playing 5D chess and smoking themselves. General's on the high ground. A blink stomp. Kezu gets the first play in. Light Striker Ray connects onto him with a Shackle Shot there. They found General. He doesn't use his BKB in time. Stampeding in. They've also found the Shadow Demon in the back. Glimmercape's up for a second there as PA slays Thompson thanks to the Nimbus. But what can V-Tune do now? With another Nimbus down, they're focusing into RTW. The BKB doesn't matter against the physical damage of this Phantom Assassin. And the Luna relocated
relocates him out.
No tail saved the day, but it doesn't go too far. Eclipse turnaround, but RTW saved with a Hurricane Pike and the E-Blade. Oh my god! OG!
Such a big play.
Millimeters!
That relocate save, and then using the Eclipse. Everyone's like, yeah, Luna does not have her BKB. Let's go on her. The problem was Axe didn't get any spells off, did not get the BKB on time, and the early Roche spawn, so this is gonna give OG advantage that they needed. Like, they need to have this Aegis on the Luna. It's also gonna be Cheese. It's being pinged out. Lina has a Courier, tries to go for Scout, maybe gets the Cheese, but the bounce from the Moonglaives instantly kills the Courier.
The next level play.
Your side
These relocates from No Tail have been absolutely spot on. Not back to Fountain, not into other lanes, just a 1,000 range away from the team fight, so the re-engage is there. Navi have to reset, collect their thoughts, and really consider what the next plan of action is. Relocate top to shove out that lane.
Radiant are scanning.
Kezu Centaur waiting to break the high ground and gather up some bounty runes.
I'm just
But
looking
again,
at Dobson and what he has in the quick buy. Octarine core.
Oh, he did go back for Bloodstone. Yeah, he's had Octarine queued for a while. So shifting Bloodstone, then back to Octarine. No high ground vision, though, from either side in this area. So difficult for Navi to breach out of their base.
Dire's
Equally
bottom
difficult
tower
for
is under attack.
OG to make that first foot really pay off for them. I'll just come back and farm some jungle, you know, casual Lacoste. Hit some creeps for a little bit.
Yeah,
Maybe.
There's the Zeus revealing things to see where they are. Phantom Assassin wants to go for Aghanim Scepter. Like lower the cooldown on Blur and instant dispel against E-Blade could work, like you can dodge things with it, so okay, would still prefer Satanic to be more tanky and be able to stand your ground and have like a budget Aegis once you pop that Satanic.
Dire's bottom tower has
Budget Aegis. Navi scurrying around trying to keep these lanes out. But they can't separate. They need to be that 5-man squad. OG so good at picking them apart.
Dire's
If
middle
anybody
tower
shows
is
himself on the map. Game 3 in this best of 3 upper bracket final. You know, it's a great opportunity to get into the grand final of Dotapit, but you do have that opportunity in the lower bracket. I just don't think you want to face off against either Nigma or Alliance.
Oh, there's the relocate.
And the Nimbus on
Jump.
top of them.
Oh, I don't think you want to go on this. There's Io with the Holy Locket, Cheese, and Repair Kit. Look at this.
Maybe on the way back.
46.
Maybe on the way back. PA's wanting No Tail. The cheese pop. The BKB there from the PA with the Thunder God's Wrath with the Hurricane Pike out. The Abyssal Blade forward. PA jumps No Tail again. Axe. He's not going to find the jump he needs as the Eclipse does come out and Always Wanna Fly is blown up thanks to the Dream Coil and that Luna ulti. Seb, Invis, Glimmercaped and sprinting forward, but Navi yet again scurry back to their base, forcing the buyback of Io. Was that just a 1-for-1 trade with a buyback from No Tail?
Oh, and Luna finds Illusion Escape, so there's going to be more bounces. Doesn't have the Manta style, so... But still, it feels like a very,
Thompson,
for item.
Shackle shot, Seb, he's got the opening, but the disruption save in from Roger. Kezu now way too deep, and they've also jumped onto Thompson's puck. The tether forward, Laguna Blade does nothing, and Thompson's got the Bloodstone charges there to heal him back up decently, glyphing up their tower as this Luna with the illusion doing some serious damage and nearly blowing up Always Wanna Fly in the back lines. Retreat now from OG though. Another banish from Roger makes some more lunar illusions.
They know.
Careful though, that
Io's coming back.
BKB forced to come out as the Aegis still being held by ILTW. They see where that Shadow Demon is and they E-blade him, nearly kill him. The final Lucent Beam will do the trick. No buyback on Roger and Always Wanna Fly blown up as well. Both supports down and Navi in a 3 versus 5. OG have broken the base and they've got Dream Coil 2. The Centaur Stomp dodged by the 2 BKBs. But Thompson annihilated by the 2K crit, but they've lost their barracks.
And I don't think they're gonna stop. Like, they don't have Thompson. Luna will have Eclipse in 17 seconds, so they can try to fake it like they're going back. Are there any smokes left? No. Also, full Lincoln Sphere completed on Vindranger. You know, just for that, like, Abyssal Blade jump, or to use the Disruption on Luna, which is kind of big. I see Shadow Demon, like, he wants to get that Aghanim Scepter because it could make the difference. The break mechanic against Luna, so there's no Moonglaves, no Lunar Blessing. Oh, Spell Prism, like, Puck will say, yeah, give me that instantly. Like, this is my item.
Straight away grabs it. Aegis reclaimed in 5 seconds. They already used the cheese in that previous fight. So in terms of Roshan goodies, we are back to even. Phantom Assassin, a good 5,000 net worth behind the Luna at this point, though. How much would you say... Oh, Axe? No, never mind. Doesn't find Seb. How much would you say that, 30,000 net worth on Luna, if you were to give a percentage increase here with the IO tethering her, would you say it's like 30% increase, 40% increase in terms of actual effectiveness of her net worth?
I'd say 25 to 30%.
That's a good number. Shackle shot. Never mind. OG just poking. And back we go to Navi cowering on their side of the map. They've had some good bursts of play. But you mentioned it, right? Running out of smokes, running out of those opportunities. Holding one currently on Always Wanna Fly. Zeus now has to deal with that bottom lane. Holding his refresher orb for these double Nimbuses, double Thunder God's Wraths.
PA actually decided to go for Nullifier. Like, she sold one of the components, not sure which one she had, for the Aghanim Scepter, and just sold it. Because they can have, like, these ethereal blades using defensively. There's also a Glimmer Cape that can be dispelled, Windrun. You dispel the Solar Crest.
It's under attack.
There's plenty of good things to dispel, aren't there? OG playing into the lane they've already pushed. So Navi do get an opportunity to at least get out on the other lanes. Phantom Assassin in a pretty forward position, though, without a Shadow Demon nearby. And here comes a relocate. OG want the outpost. They all also want the jump. Centaur and Windranger not able to catch just yet. Long range here from the Luna. If she can make that Eclipse play work out, they're killing off the PA. Oh my god! V-Tune.
Got out.
100 HP. Barely gets off the BKB, but the three-man call comes from the Thompson and the stomp. Landing on Always Wanna Fly. The Lena dead. Luna's fine. Lena's dead. Tongue twisters galore, but no buyback for Always Wanna Fly.
It doesn't matter that much that, your position 5, who's Lena, does not have buyback here, but Zeus has a refresher ready. There's the relocate play to the top lane.
Just no tail.
Just, casually farming. He's also level 23.
They spotted a DD.
Yeah, everyone's really high on levels. On OG, Puck level 25, Vanigrift AoE and range. At Octarine, let's check the cooldowns. Phase shift, 3.25 duration with 3.6 cooldown. Not too bad. He can almost perma silence people. 3.6 second cooldown with 3.5 duration.
Radiant are scanning.
OG have them herded into the space like sheep. Navi really in struggle city now. 32 to 22. And OG making this net worth lead count. This has got to be it. The smoke out of the base, but Centaur's the frontliner, and so is the Windranger. Shackle shot will hold them back. And again, this smoke, the play from Navi comes to nothing. General has to phase boots and try to get away, but they've also caught Always Wanna Fly. The jump from Kezu takes him out, the stampede forward, Shackle shot saved up onto the axe by that disruption, allowing him to blink into the base. But they are again down a hero with no buyback as Thompson makes the jump in onto V-Tune, the mini stuns, no PA for 100 seconds, and this is OG now coming in with a closing move, diving fountain to take out Zeus. GG's called, and game 3 goes the way of OG.
Yeah, those mini stuns with the Timeless Relic actually having debuff duration, so you have an extra mini stun. That's why PA was not able to almost use a BKB there in that fight.
It's crazy the fact she can't do anything.
Yeah, OG with some different itemization. Load. Match results are still pending. Is this the patch? Is it?